Rory?
Yeah.
No,
you
but Josh
jerk.
does.
Shut up. Yeah.
Josh does. Josh knows all about it.
I cry myself to sleep every night with the sounds of anime.
We cry at night for you, Josh.
Oh,
No, we don't.
you shouldn't. I was like, nah. I don't want to wet your faces. You have something to say, John?
Help.
Something to say? I feel like you just looked over. You okay?
Nothing needs to be said, right?
No, there is nothing that needs to be said. Nothing at all.
Cool.
Welcome, everyone, to Blue Box. Thank you for joining us. We'll be live on video here in just a moment.
No. We're doing entirely faceless.
Actually, so funny you say that. I think we are going to do a full theater of mind game here very soon on Blue Box, because I love doing all the setup and all the fun stuff, but it's also super stressy. And I think at some time it would be stressy, not sexy, Josh. It would be fun to just do a full theater of mind game. I think this crew would crush it. We could crush it. I could crush it. That'd be a fun thing to do. So,
Yeah, totally.
but that's not tonight. Tonight is amazing.
You're gonna start an entire Curse of Strahd campaign. Theater of the Mind. Is that what you're with this crew?
Did I say that?
Saying.
I don't think I said that.
He just said that.
I don't think I said that. Maybe I did.
I remember it.
All right. Hello, all of you. So, Patrick, good to see you. Ewan, good to see you as well, my friend. Chris, thank you for joining us. And Jeff, and many others. So, the bit tracker should be up and running. I believe it's set to the correct names. If it's not, let me know here. I'll check it real quick before we go live on video. Let's check our auto bit tracker. The fancier you try to be, the more penalty you pay.
This is true.
Yeah, it's wrong. All right, so go ahead.
I brought all of my nice, like, my cameras here, my ring lights here, because I'm in a hotel room. I forgot dice.
What is
The commitment that you have is beyond admirable, Ashlyn. You are always on point, always, no matter where you're at, traveling across the globe, ready to go. All right, so that should all be good now. Okay.
Rory, the chat is talking to you.
Who?
Me?
Yes.
Rory.
Oh, I was like, thank you.
Snap. Okay, I'll pay attention. 1 second, guys. I'm coming. Don't worry.
I'm coming.
I'm coming.
Oh boy.
I'm coming. I'll be right there.
He's coming, all right. Here he comes.
Okay, Josh. God, you can't. I mean, dude,
You're just
does it ever
inappropriate,
stop?
John.
Ever?
I was just doing a different accent.
Does it ever stop, Josh? Ever stop? Ever?
No,
No.
he
No.
does it in his sleep.
I actually thought you were doing a Roshi.
Wait, what'd you say, Rachel? what?
Rachel. Who's
Rachel?
Rachel? Who's Rachel, John? Calling women other names now? Gosh.
What?
All right, Rory tried to talk me out of playing tonight, but I see I'm really not a valued player. I will go.
Yeah, it's okay. Just get out.
We're ready? 3, 2, and 1. Hello and welcome, everyone. Let me check all the cameras. I think all that looks good. Let me move that over. That looks right. Golly. Boom. We are ready for Blue Box Sea of Dark Sun episode. I forget what this is. Anyone know? 12. Episode 12. Let me write that down. Amongst the Enemy. And we are missing Anala tonight. She'll be back with us next week. We have Nida back, who's been just kind of playing whenever she feels like it. And we have Josh, whose mind is always...
Thank you very much. I'm just moving on next week.
And we have Josh, whose mind is always elsewhere. Thank you for being with us tonight. We'll have some giveaways. Let's go ahead and jump right in, at least episode 3. No, we're better. We're 12, yes. So let's talk about what happened last time. And Ashlyn, you did a great job with this. You did. Every time you did it, it was really good. But I'm sorry. John took your job.
Hey, that's fine. I
He's-
didn't sign up for that job. I just kept getting that job dumped on me.
No, you're not. Now you're doing a Josh. You're doing a like, okay, kill me. I don't care. You're supposed.
me, I don't care.
Yeah. You're supposed to go. Oh no,
Oh.
I'm so deeply saddened. He took my job.
Oh,
All right, John. What happened last time?
darn.
What? Oh, shoot! I wrote it.
Come on, John.
It was like
These guys.
You were even prepared.
Yeah, look at this.
there's really like being prepared and having a compulsion.
What
like,
the heck is this?
This is my profession is the like English major creative writing thing.
John, please stop flexing, please.
My
okay,
major
okay.
is a disappointment.
Okay. A Silver Springs Interlude by Romris the Exile. A simplistic beauty lies between the written chapters of epics. How many times did Mordenkainen use the Privy Chamber while exploring the depths of Castle Greyhawk?
Good question.
How often did Tensor refill his inkwell? Listeners, my tale today is of such a time for the unbroken, a morsel of anecdotes between anecdotes. This unchapter begins with undeniable proof that the unbroken excelled in stealth, even their half-giant companion Tick. In a single night, the group infiltrated the slave caravan camp at Silver Springs, infested it with termites, framed innocent bystanders for stealing a trough, and raided a few weapons from occupied guardsmen. With darkness heavy enough to keep closed the eyes of the gods, the night shrouded the unbroken. All but one, that is. Miles away, Nida had been led into the Temple of Galana by her mentor Maetin. There she learned that the Tempest, a powerful Vidazan, also Nida's mother, had returned. The Tempest was sickened from her journey across the desert, a powerful woman made frail by a strange necrotic essence similar to defiler magic. She spoke of visions of a temple in wastes where she had lost 10 followers and her Vidazan Korik, who was also Nida's father. It was a place of artifacts, water, and power. As the Tempest performed her final wish to speak with her daughter before her death, her strength suddenly faded. As the Tempest lingered on death's door, Nida performed a sacred rite of healing which suddenly stabilized her mother. The following morning, the Tempest's health suddenly took a turn for the worst again, and while her rheumy eyes could no longer see our world, her spirit rejoiced as she gained insight into the realms of Galana. In these lands, there is a truth, she told Nida, a truth which remains in ancient writings when the gods turned their eyes away. She spoke feverishly of a temple to the eyeless far to the east, of a sapphire-bled obsidian token and a map whose secrets were revealed by it. The token lay in the temple, lost, surrounded by terrible creatures. Their leader, a pale-skinned walking cadaver, more terrifying than the sorcerer kings of the Sea of Dark Sun.
Maybe. Yeah, could be. Perhaps. Yeah.
Her visions contained hope of the unbroken who would aid Nida in her journey. As the Tempest's spirit faded, again, she told Nida, "Seek the temple to the eyeless, bring light, freedom, and water to the land." Then suddenly, her skin regained color, she looked better, and she fell asleep. Later that morning, Nida rejoined the Unbroken at Silver Springs, which, like the searing sun above, was at full height and activity. During the market and auction, the Veiled Alliance made their need known for the Unbroken. The caravan carried not just slaves to Tyr, but a terrifying beetle which can nullify psionic abilities and destroy a person's mind. Not needing much motivation, the Unbroken agreed to do what they could. And with that tidbit, this interlude is at an end. Many mixed beginnings, a helping of prophecy, and no end in sight. All these pieces of a story do not a story make. The group had two goals, neither offering clear direction.
Neither.
And and both equally improbable to achieve.
Precisely.
Would they discover the Temple of the Eyeless, infiltrate this and stop the caravan, or spend more time waiting in between the important bit? Journal entry ended.
Can we all give a round of applause to John? So well done. Dude.
There you go.
Yeah, you've won it. You've got it every week now. All right, so as we prepare for
responsibility.
Yeah. Let's go around quickly and do character introductions, and let's start with you, Lucius slash COVID. Go ahead.
Not COVID, just death. I'm Rebecca. I play Lucius, who is a bardic elf. He is level 2, I believe. I will have to look at my stats just to confirm. He is a moody boy and a protective one of his friends. He has a new puppy and loves him dearly, and that is Lucius.
Puppy.
Love that. And by the way, so everyone is aware, because you rested this previous night, I have not sent out XP, but if you were within 500 XP of leveling up, all of you would have leveled. Everyone would have more than 500 XP. So check your list.
More than 535.
Yes, yes, you would have. Yes, so
close enough.
Yeah, close enough. Yeah, 5 to 600 XP. All of you would have had. So if you're that close, you will level up. Let's go to you, Josh. Tell us about your whatever his name is and who cares and fine.
I play Who Cares and whatever.
Zephyr Taka Tek Tok Tiki Taki Tok.
Deaf boy. I play Zephytok. He's a soon-to-be. Oh, actually, I'm within 600. I lied. I'm not 500. But I play Zephytok, who's currently a level 2 druid of the erosion domain. He's got a cute little dude named Skrit. He really loves insects of all kinds. He stands at just about 9 feet tall, and he is the quote-unquote big brother to Tick, and pretty much Anala's best friend, and same with Lucius's and Kalak. Like, they're all just real close besties. But yeah, that's Zephytok, Zephytickety-Talk, and thank you.
Nicely done. Kalak.
I play Kalak Arikior. He is a Thrycreen scout and hunter for the Drictul Tech Thrycreen Pack. He's a 7-foot tall praying mantis guy covered in spiky chitin bits. He's very vicious.
Chitin.
Sorry, my wife.
Very careful how you say that. Chitin.
Anyway, is it like a terrible slang if I say it the other way?
Well, the way you said it, it sounded like something. Never mind. Yeah.
Okay, I'll chitin. He's covered in chitin that's spiky, and he's a bug and does bug things.
All right, Nida.
I'm Ashlyn. I play Nida. She is a level 3 now, water cleric of Galana, who is the group's mom and therapist, and is just trying to keep everything together all the time, as much as she can, while being probably the more friendly of the group when dealing with strangers. She's very dedicated to her healing craft and is hoping to not lose a parent in this episode.
Already lost one. Tick.
Yep, so my name's Rory. I play Tick. As mentioned, I guess, quote-unquote, little brother of Zephytok, and apparently it's not a real thing anymore. And a huge, half-giant, massive, and I'm definitely the friendliest one here. I'm even trying to make friends with a guy that hates me. His name is Lucius. And I've definitely volunteered to be a guard to help everyone out. So definitely the friendliest guy in this group.
And look,
get in trouble.
Yes, and as someone who had the honor and the privilege of being at your wedding, to preside over the marital therapy that you guys conduct here on Blue Box is wondrous. I am so glad to be able to be part of that. So
it's only when we're talking about dogs and pets.
Wait, what? Okay, now you've done it. Now, all right, so we'll play the intro video, and when we resume, we start GHA Book 3. Wait, did anyone level up? Ashlyn did. Anyone else?
I thought Josh did too.
If I'm within 600.
Yes, it would be at least 600. Yes. Okay. So those two. All right. So let's go ahead and do those hit point rolls real quick. You can share the feats and skills and whatever with us later, but roll those hit points, please.
Anyone remember what clerics are?
D8.
D8. Cool.
Yeah, and then what's your con?
My con is a +1. I have all of that.
Okay. All right.
It's a short.
I just
short con.
have digital dice today, and that makes me sad. How do I roll them, though?
You don't have the physical math rocks with you?
I don't. I brought camera. I brought.
You did. No, Ashlyn.
Ring lights.
Ashlyn, you did. You did well. All right. So, what is that, Josh? That's
an 8 on a D8.
Let's go.
Nice. Mine was a 5 on a D8.
A 5. That's solid. +1 for your con. You guys have any idea what skills or spells or feats you might be adding? Go ahead, Ashlyn.
I already did all of that because
Okay.
I originally thought I was only 35 away from level 3, and then I realized math happens. So I prepare spells, but I finally get my second levels, so I'll have 3 second level spell slots to add on to my 4 level 1 spell slots. Do I have 4? Yes, I have 4. So right now I am preparing Owl's Wisdom. I get Cat's Grace for my Flowing Soul class. And then I am also preparing a mystery spell. Things that Nida wouldn't cast yet, but if things happen, Nida would dig into her soul.
A mystery spell for... Okay, we'll go with it. Josh.
I will text it to you because it's not Nida's current path, but it's like I want it in there so that
very nice. Okay.
Happen. I don't think they will, but I always have the if things happen.
Got it.
And then my skills, I bumped up my heal, so it's again, it's now +16 to heal checks. And then my knowledge planes, which allows me now to do that action conduit heal thing.
Right.
Now 3 times a long rest. And I also bumped up my something else. I think it was my diplomacy.
Okay. Well done.
Now at a +9.
+9.
Planes is at +10. Sorry, diplomacy is now at +11.
11?
11 for diplomacy and 10 for knowledge planes. Because Nida knows a lot about one thing, is nice, and can heal people.
Exactly. All right, Josh, anything else you had for Zephatok?
The only thing that I had was heal, and I now have what is it actually called? Trackless step.
Oh, that's great.
So yeah, I leave no tracks behind in natural surroundings, cannot be tracked, and I can choose to leave a trail if I so desire.
Yeah, that's super helpful. Okay, so we won't play the video today because we're already late, so we'll play that at the break. We're going to jump right into the game now. And as we prep in 3, 2, and 1. Everyone ready? All right.
Good thing you're not Australian.
It is the following morning. As the caravans outside of the Temple of Galana near Silver Springs are preparing, those of you who were there, you saw these massive mechalots in twain being hitched up to wagons. They won't leave this day, but all the preparations are being made. You don't move such massive Argosas this quickly, and I'll show you what they look like. This will not. So for my players, John's video ninja will be used later, but you'll have to watch Twitch here for the first part of the stream because I'll be showing different camera angles and other things. I'll tell you when we're going to John's video ninja. In the early morning rays of Rawl's light, it almost feels like a gentle caress coming from the sun. Warm on the skin, amber light coming over the horizon, belying the brutality that will come later. A gentle breeze blows across, carrying wisps of sand. Outside of Silver Springs, these massive mechalots hitched to caravan wagons, argosies, outriders preparing, but also bartering. You hear different languages, different tongues, elves, dwarves, mules, a few of them that walk around, as I mentioned last time, with their heavy steel blades, hunched over with muscular bodies, preparing. And as they do this, there is a sense of apprehension and preparation as these, and by the way, everyone, quick aside, look at those cool mechalots, all printed by Fraley, painted by Fraley, all the minis printed and painted by Fraley, if you can see those. And then, of course, the gorgeous, as I said, John the Laughter Crafter. I had these basic wagons, and then my wife saved them with these coverings, if you can see those on Twitch. So these wagons are being pulled out and set up. They'll be prepared to travel the following morning. Cameras are borked. Oh, they are. Oh, wait. Oh, I had the wrong one. My bad. Hang on. The cameras are not borked. Your DM is borked. There we go. So these wagons being prepped and set up for pull. Oh, the massive mechalots. Bach, as you head toward the temple, all of you have been invited in. What are you doing with Bach?
Nida would direct Bach. Well, I would direct Lucius to direct Bach to where the other large creatures are stabled, as much as you can stable a giant beast.
Yeah, there is no stabling of the mechalots. There are the Bazrogs that sit outside. He could be near those, but there is no stabling, Bach.
Last game we discussed that there was a kind of a courtyard-like place where some other large animals were kept, so that's where Bach would be housed until we left.
All right, so he will sit out beside these giant Bazrogs. They sniff, almost as a bit of predator reaction, but then they settle down with the shouts of the Ha'ami who stand on the battlements. As you guys walk through the gates, that being Lucius, Zephatok, Tick, and Anala, Kalak, you come toward the gates, and you see the guards give you a very dark look. A spear goes across the gates.
As soon as Nida sees that they're barring any of her party, she's going to turn back around and just full, like, standing up figure of authority. By the word of the Tempest and the Bloom, he is permitted to enter. You would do well to lower your weapons.
No roll need be made. When you say this, the guards reluctantly lower their weapons. A Kreen entering the Watersong Temple. Never before. But they drop the weapons. As you walk inside these gates, in the early morning sunlight, it is like nothing you have ever seen before. Gorgeous temple grounds, curated carefully. You see greenery and plants. Tick, you saw this only in the distance as a gladiator when you could see the edges of the Sorcerer King's temple. Here, seeing the greenery, seeing the curation, seeing bodies of water, pool. You can smell clear, fresh water. The scent of it hit your nostrils with a sting as you walk in. You see the temple standing in front of you, huge, domed, glorious. This massive temple, glinting in the early morning sunlight, stands as an obelisk of triumph like you have never seen before. As the party walks in with Nida guiding you, we begin.
Nida.
Yes.
I'm a little thirsty right now.
As you can see, we have plenty, but in due time. Everything here has ritual and has an order to things.
So
But
I
here
can't
you
just
will
go
find-
drink the water.
We have places. Don't just go drink out of the. Leave that bit alone. We have supplies
bad
of water
water.
inside.
He said it's bad water?
Oh no!
Is
no,
it
no,
bad
no, no.
water?
No, it is. You know the water
It's
that
good
I.
water.
It is good water. Leave it be for now. I promise you will have enough. Take a look
Fine.
around. See all of the half giants within the Hami. They are all
Okay.
given water. But it comes in time.
Okay. Fine.
Anyone else?
And Nida's going to look across the group, and she's still, especially after just giving an order, is still very shoulders back, stand tall. It is important while you are here that there is an air of respect.
They must respect us, right?
You are being given a great honor.
Oh.
Outsiders, usually, unless you are profusely bleeding and in need of dire treatment, outsiders are not normally within the walls. You are
I'll
here
give a
as my
big old
guest.
smile to Kalak.
I make you bleed for water later.
Not in that way. Also, that would be a wound that I could heal without you being within these walls. The healing that is done here is often of a very sensitive nature. What you should know is with these healing rooms, they are designated by the gender of the people occupying them. To the east, you will find the women's quarters, and to the west, the men's. And I'm looking at this giant group of mostly men.
Right. And still probably unsure exactly what Kalak is.
Yeah,
So, yeah, so
Kalak is referred to as he and hasn't corrected anybody.
that's
so-
right. That's right.
He refers to himself as he, as
Yeah.
with like that pronoun. Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Lucius is looking over his shoulder back to where they left Bach, just kind of like,
As you look back over, so you're behind, you're in front of the gates. You can barely catch the angle of Bach. He is right beside one of these massive Bazarok bone claws, and he looks very, very nervous. You see he settles down, his eyes shift back and forth, and he kind of peeks around the corner looking at you, Lucius. He is not comfortable. But you don't see it. Sorry, go ahead.
I just kind of put up a hand, like low, that he can see, but just
Yes, uh-huh.
that's all I do. Is I just look at him and I nod.
He slumps down in the sand, closes his eyes, and drops his head. Party. The Temple of Galana lies before you, but yes, Tick, Kalak et al., these pools of water to either side, beckoning, sweet, the scent, Nida steadfastly pulls you toward the temple. Do you all follow?
A little bit quicker, walk a bit quicker, really want
Is,
water. Let's walk
how
a
does-
little quicker.
How does Analis stand in relation to Nida?
Anala has always now protective. So when she came through the gates, having been kept away from Nida last night, she immediately rushed over. There was a brief exchange of quiet words, and then she stood protectively beside.
So Kalak is gonna try to stand, like, so if Nida's in front and, you know, Anala's kind of like back behind her or whatever, Kalak's actually gonna try to like get in sync with Inala behind Nida.
Okay, we could do that. And by the way, I didn't see it. We have a raid from our friends at Troll Lord Games. Thank you so much, TLG. Good folks of Troll Lord. We run their game on Sundays. Tears of Aird. Had it last Sunday. Will happen again this coming Sunday. But good friends, Chuck, Steven, all of them, good guys over there. We appreciate our friends at TLG, and thank you, all of you raiders. So, Kalak, kind of, you're saying you position yourself between Nida and Anala as you walk?
No, so like next to Anala, behind Nida, like we form like a trifecta, like a triangle. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's trying to like
Anala's on my
insert
left,
himself.
on my right.
He
Okay.
wants to be a part of the.
He is
altar.
part of one. Okay, got it.
Like this is his Gatakha's heading into her hive, right? He wants to
Okay.
be there.
You see him shuffle over doing this. Zephatok, anything you're doing? All right. As you walk through the doors of the giant temple, the immediate cool, the chill, John, we're switching to yours, is unlike anything you have sensed before. You see marble flooring, deep auburn adobe glistening with coverings of ceramic, torches that glitter, and a massive statue in the center. A woman. Those of you who know Galana know what this is. Those of you who don't, it's a giant humanoid woman/elemental form which dominates the center. A pool of water again in the middle, surrounded by small shrubbery and bushes. There are openings in the ceiling which allow the light of Raw just in the proper doses to come through and support what happens in here. Myton stands there, his darkened skin, his gnarled staff in one hand, as Nida guides you in. It is overwhelming. I would say, let me think. Other than Nida and Anala, none of you have experienced anything like this. It is a palace. It is glory. It is opulence, decadence, provision, water, drips, flows all around. As your footsteps slap, or with kalak, clack, upon the floor, you see many eyes in the temple looking over at you. You see a swarthy, dark-skinned, handsome man stands in blue robes, his eyes trained on Nida. He has another man beside him, looks like a half-elf, with a bit of a sneer on his face. You see many of the Haima walking around in their white robes, serving.
Before Nida approaches Meitan, she's going to just very quietly to the group. If we are separated at any point, and anyone asks who you are, why you're here, you are guests of the Bloom. If you were saying something, Rory, you were muted.
Guest of the Blue.
It is my title. I am a scion. There are two of us, the Tempest
Okay.
and the Bloom.
You are saying Bloom? Or
Bloom.
blue?
Bloom. Like
The
flowers.
halls are very echoey.
They are quite echoey. Technically, it is the bloom that follows the storm, but the bloom.
Good.
You can also just say Nida. Most of them know me by name. I did grow up here, but the official title, if you want to sound official, is the bloom.
If you want to sound official.
If you want to sound like apparently what the Tempest sees, we have a lot to discuss and things that we need to talk about. But first, water, food, and a bit of care, I believe, is needed. And with that, she's going to turn towards Meitan and just with the 3 fingers to her nose, give that same respectful bow to her mentor.
Nida, these are your friends. We are glad to have them here with us. They need rest, they need water, they need food.
Yes.
Your mother, the Tempest, she rests well. You have done great things for her. But there are others that wish to speak to you. And as he says this, he points toward, you recognize Joran and Gavail, but Joran sees your group and sees the need, and he just kind of gives a tap of his fingers to his forehead, meaning I will speak to you soon, and he walks behind a nearby door with Gavail. But even as he does this, you saw a twinkle in his eyes. There is still a connection here, but he hides it, pulls it inside, and takes his Vendari with him.
Nida's going to, because Nida and Nala can kind of go to either wing, being actual staff members.
Right?
Is going to guide everybody to the western healing pool so that they can have a bit of relaxation. It's a larger room, so Tick won't feel quite as claustrophobic as opposed to some of the healing rooms.
All right, party, as you're being guided through here, anyone, I mean, I don't want to force you to, but feel free to respond if there's anything you wish to say, think, see, or do. You are in a place unlike any you have ever been before.
Would this be comparable to some of the grand estates that Lucius has stayed at?
Lucius, forgive me. I misspoke. You, yes, have seen things like this before.
Okay.
But they are not fond memories.
Mm-hmm. Lucius will be sure to stay with the group. He will not wander away at this time. He will probably stay fairly close to Nida, just because she can probably keep him safe in this place.
If Tick is heading towards the water, I think Kalak would probably follow closely behind.
Well, as I walk, I'll reach my hand up at the floor of that second level, just kind of feeling the stone. And this place is, I mean, Tick is a big guy, and this place is massive.
Ample room, plenty of head clearance. He appreciates.
Until it looks like we're about to walk down this hallway, and then I'll have to duck again.
No, even that, it's just a little bit shorter than your. I mean, it's like 10 feet. You got like just a bit of a hunch.
Okay. But yeah, Tick is currently more reserved, both in mannerisms and thoughts. A little bit perplexed and has some reservations about this place.
Okay.
But I'll head towards the water, yeah.
Kalak will basically wait for Tick to motion towards the water first, or sit or something, and then like Kalak will approach and take a couple of drinks, and he's good for a week now.
Kalak, as you dip your mandibles into the water, there is nothing like this you have ever sensed before. The water is sweet, but not the synthetic, which admits anachronism, but not the flavors of humans, false things made, fermented, and sweetness born of disease and failure of human machinations. This is sweetness, the cleanest, clearest, purest water, nectar of life. As you pull it in, this is almost a Kalak above all, a religious experience. As you pull this water in, you have never sensed anything like this before.
So Kalak would, as he drinks it and is overcome with this experience, his eyes turn a color. His eyes turn blue, and just in all of your minds, like there's just a low thrum, like a chant or a song that starts emanating from him. And he just kind of freezes in place where he was at and just starts producing music.
When you were eating the elf and I tried to pull you out and we ended up attacking each other.
Mm-hmm.
Were your eyes also blue at that time?
No, they were red. They were red, and I think they turned orange when he looked at Lucius. When Lucius was starting to move towards him, his eyes were orange. And then they were red when you bopped him.
Okay. Good to go that they're not blue. I'm okay.
Did you just cut Kalak down in the middle of the temple? Look, strange Kalak, wham! That's what Kalak does. He's gonna just do that until he's interrupted.
Once we're within as soon as she entered the healing pools, Nida went off and grabbed a pitcher of drinking water. Not the water that we bathe in. Like, this is like you're having water therapy, healing within the water. You put people's bodies in it, water.
Which is exactly what Kalak, as she says this, you realize, oh, it's water flavored with flesh. This is why it's so glorious. This is why it hit so hard, Kalak.
But she turns around with this jug, sees you drinking out of the bath, and goes, no,
It's so good.
That's not the drinking water. That is for bathing. I know that's maybe not a thing that the Crane
It is for drinking. This is for drinking.
This is
Yes.
for drinking.
Both.
And she's going to she's just going to bring Tick the entire jug, and then is going to get more jugs and cups, and is going to pass water to everybody, making sure that everybody has water before she pours herself one.
Kalak normally wouldn't have the urge to ever carry around water. It wouldn't occur to him, right, to need to do that. But he wants to with this. Like, this human soup, he needs to carry some with him.
Human soup.
So he's gonna... He has a little pack on it, like a little tiny pack that he has. And he's probably just gonna... He wouldn't need a pitcher. He would soak something in it, like a piece of cloth.
Okay.
Or something, and like just soak it with the water and then put it in there, and then... drink. He drinks until he's basically full or gets sick.
To stop him. Like, there's no reason he can't drink the water. It's just weird.
No, Nida, leave him alone.
I'm
no,
not
his
going to
eyes
stop
are
him.
Look, I'm trying to figure out these eye things, and
He seems happy. I'm not
I
going
saw
to stop
orange
him.
and red, and now they're blue. I've seen them gold when we were fighting. Look, he's got some weird, funky eye things, and right now he's making some music. Let him drink.
I was not going to stop him.
I
But
thought
you
you
might
were
not want to
stopping.
drink the people soup.
Nope.
This is
Yeah.
fresh. This is pulled from the tears.
The tears. I don't want tears.
No, okay. So
You make people
the water
cry
that
to
you
fill
see
up
here,
jugs.
the water that you see here is pulled from what we refer to as the tears of Galana.
That's sick.
It is a stone in the back of the temple. You will not be able to see it. That is a very sacred space. But it is where the original Vita-san pulled water from. And it is a spring that's fed from Galana's power.
So
And
you
Turkmen's-
get water from a rock.
You've seen me pull water from a rock. I did that in front of you. It is the same.
yeah.
It is the same
Okay,
thing. It is
got
just
it.
on a bigger scale. And now that there are many Vita-san, we all pull from Galana's blessing and give our water to the temple.
Okay. Yep, okay, thank you.
Trying to explain metaphorical tears is so fun.
Especially to Tick.
Yeah.
So what are we supposed to do in this area? Like, you're saying what? Like, do we just sit here? Are we going to be here for the next day? Or when are we going to get back to those wagons so I can...
Okay,
guard
so very good practical question. So here is the sort of OOC meta level. So you guys have the day. You can rest, you can feed, you can gather information. The caravans leave the following morning. Mesak, the one who spoke to Zephatok, has inquired and asked you to sign up. He's asked you to follow and find not only the Shakat beetles, but what the source of them is. Because, again, the message last week, you can pull the scale off the snake, which is, meaning free, stop these, or cut the head off. Where is this coming from? How is this impacting those who are trying to free or oppress? And so that caravan will leave tomorrow. The request was for you to join the caravan as potential guards, although there was dialogue among the party. Noodle Arms doesn't look like a guard, so I don't know how you guys want to handle that, but that was the request.
Yeah.
So you guys have the day. You can do whatever you want here.
I mean, it's really nice here and all. I'm kind of really wondering why you don't spread the love. But anyways, it's really nice here and all. But, I mean, we've been talking on the way here, right? I mean, you could be a slave, I could be a guard, Todd could come with us also, he could be a guard. You go with the prisoners and do your Healy stuff. And, we attack from the outside while you attack from the inside, right? And then Kalak, I mean, him and Nola are super sneaky. So, and Lucius, he's got Bach. I mean, he could sit anywhere on Bach and not be noticed. So he could just wander up and not be noticed. And I'm sure Bach could do some damage.
This is true. And in terms of why we are here, I figured this is a safer place to make these plans than where we could potentially be overheard. I can guarantee that the Vita-san are not part of this slave ring and would potentially provide some resources. And that's partly why I am here. If you want me to potentially overdose some herbs, use them in ways they are not intended to do, I need to have access to them. I can have access to them from our gardens.
I bet, looking at Lucius, he seems a little bit tense. I bet he would be open to testing some of those herbs so we can see how they work. And it might help him relax a little bit in this place. Hey, Lucius, would you be up for that?
No.
I do not think he wants to be drugged.
You said herbs, not drugs. I said herbs.
Drugs are essentially just herbs that are put to different use. It is herbs with a different flavor of word. Because connotation is probably too big of a word. Exactly.
Becca has that same problem with Rory all the time.
But
Sorry.
I need to know what I am looking for. We do have some archives here that I can look and see what sort of herbs might be useful in that sort of scenario. But we need a plan.
I just gave a plan.
Zephytok, you deal with these sorts of caravans and freeing people of this sort. What are your thoughts?
Zephytok's just kind of been looking at the entire space that we've been in the whole time. Just the massive ceilings, wide walls. And we've progressed further into the temple already.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, so she has moved you toward the west wing, so past the open areas into the baths. So you're now on the west side of the temple. The ceilings have gone from these massive vaulted 50-foot towering levels with the statue of Galana now into still 10-foot spacious areas. This travertine and marble and it's just the smooth, the chill, the cold, the gorgeous, the beauty of this place is overwhelming, even as you walk into these subchambers.
Jeez, I didn't know they had subs here too. He is just looking at the walls, and he's 9 feet tall, so he's like a foot from the ceiling.
Right.
But still, like, he doesn't touch it. He doesn't touch anything. He's just looking around. His body's still hunched a little bit, even though he really doesn't need to be. Sorry, what? As he looks back over to Nida.
Dick was saying that you were all talking about some sort of plan for what to do about this caravan, the slaves and the peoples inside.
So one of the caravans should be a little less sturdy at this point, as it has a termite infestation for the moment.
I wonder how that happened.
No idea. But that will be for one of them. For the next, I can do what I usually do in summoning another creature to take care of the bottom side of another caravan. I have many ways that we can slow down these caravans.
Okay.
The question is more whether.
And Josh, because you had to leave early last week, again, this is not you do whatever you want. This is.
We're trying to cut the head off the snake.
Well, yeah. So point being, stopping the caravans is not really the goal. At least, let me rephrase, not the goal that was given to you. You can choose, if you want to stop you want to burn them to the ground, you can. But what Masek asked you to do was find the Shakot beetles and find the source of them, which is more important than stopping the caravans themselves. But that was his request. You guys can do whatever you want.
How many of these wagons are there?
There were 2 of these Argosys wagons. I'll pull them back up here again if you can see on the screen.
Sorry, I thought there were more than that.
No, just 2.
Oh, it was the 2 pulled by big boys.
Yeah, let me pull these up here. What, wrong one? There we go.
Okay.
These 2 guys, you saw them being prepared. Mechalots being prepped, pulling these massive Argosys wagons covered. You see there are outriders. You see pale kanks, Crodlu riders, probably 40 or so guards all milling around this area.
In terms of finding information, if we are able to extract someone we think would have that information, it can help make sure that what they say is true. Not today,
for you
but
to
I
be
can
on
do
the
that
inside,
tomorrow.
right? Yeah. Well, I mean, if we throw you in with the slaves, you'll figure something out, right?
Figure something out is a very vague plan.
Create a freedom for you to do what you want.
We're not putting the bloom in harm's way. We will figure something else out.
Okay. Fine.
Last resort, we follow them.
Inala never agree.
And you can see her just glaring.
Does
at
she just
that
stare
thought.
daggers?
Oh, she stares
I
daggers.
can see that.
They're bone daggers.
It should be easy enough to follow them. The harder part, and the reason why I had termites infested all is I thought there were more. And so if one carriage broke down, they could easily keep going with the rest. But there were only two. I have a few different ways to keep us hidden if it comes down to that, but I cannot do it for long. Sadly, Skrit is out of commission for the next little bit. Nope. As he opens up his coat, you actually see a fully hard-shelled carapace that's solidified.
He's pupating?
Ooh.
He's pupating. My feature, I chose Improve Familiar.
Let's go! So
I leave.
He's gonna turn into a.
does everyone know what a pupation shell looks like? Hardened.
It's super cool.
Yeah, it is. It's so funny because I have a guest appearance will be made here on Blue Box at some point. I have a Goliath beetle, which was a stage 4, gorgeous, like this long larva. It's pupating upstairs, and it's going to appear here on this table.
How long have you had a?
So I got it in so I've had it for 4 months.
Okay.
And it's gonna have. Yeah, they take time, yes, but it's gonna.
I thought you had it when I was there.
No, I would have shown you. No.
so
I would have. Yeah, so you will actually see a live Goliath beetle on the Blue Box table, gently cared for, loved, but how perfect for Dark Sun. Anyway, so he's pupating. I think it's actually a she is pupating upstairs right now. So, all right, continue.
So cool. Yeah, but he literally opens it up. I think the multiple injuries got to him, and also with a lot of the food he's been eating, it seems he's finally going into adulthood. So I will leave that to John on what that looks like whenever he does.
Deal.
And so with that, he just tucks him into a very safe part of his clothing and armor that he wears. So I cannot watch and listen to Skrit as he flies, so we cannot rely on him for air.
Okay.
accents.
Alright. I know you're little big brother. Apparently you did this once, I don't really understand it, but wouldn't it make it easier if we were Bunny? I don't know. Wouldn't it make it easier if we were... Yeah, you see, that's a bunny, isn't it? Anyways, if we... You guys stop doing the bunny thing. Wouldn't it make it... Oh, darn it, you guys. Wouldn't it make it easier if we had someone on the inside as well as you guys on the outside?
Yes.
Well,
I just
you
wanna-
want to be on the inside as a guard, were you not?
Yeah. Oh, that is the plan. Okay, cool. You
I
guys do whatever
could
you want. Okay.
easily. Here's the worry. I am not exactly guard material. I'm great as a traveler and being able to lead people through the sands, but it seems like if they are a caravan, they already know where they are going, so they
That's
do
cool.
not
Yes,
require
I'll go.
assistance. I can come with. I am a giant. People just see giant and see strength, so
Yeah,
we
that's
can
kinda
make
true.
it work. I just do not like
That-
Lucius will speak up.
people.
And I can go as a guard.
You.
He'll take me.
Is goal stop caravan or find beetle hive?
Find the beetle hive. That was in the right accent.
It worked.
Close.
Hey, you know how many times I've switched accents? Don't sweat it.
We could do multiple things though, Kalak. We could one, kill a lot of slave traders. We could two, find out where the beetles are. Oh, no. 2, find out where the slaves are. 3, find out where the beetles are. 4, kill more slave traders. Okay. And in there somewhere, we'll get rid of these beetles because they'll mess you up. So we need to get rid of these beetles. But after we find the slaves and kill the slave traders, and before we kill the slave traders too, we got to do a lot of killing the slave traders. I really hate slave traders. I really just want to go be a guard right now, guys. Please let me go. Lucius, we can go, but Lucius Bach won't be able to come.
Well,
And you are the only one that can really.
What?
Not the only one, but the Bach really likes you. And it might
Lucius,
be
yeah.
best to have
Not me.
Bach in the distance. And have a 3 points. Us on the guard, one person trailing the group, which I would assume is Kalak. And then someone with Bach and Anala.
But if
Druida.
Lucius was a guard on the outside riding Bach.
That's what I was thinking.
That's a brilliant idea, Lucius.
Bach must go with Caravan. We cannot lift water. Tick must go with Caravan. We cannot lift water.
I worry that if we bring
Yes.
what is it? What are they called?
Mechalot.
Mechalot.
I worry that if we bring a Mechalot, they will take control of the Mechalot. That they will not want a guard to have a Mechalot, and they will take it from him.
This is true.
When the DM wishes he was a player, I'm going to keep my mouth shut.
Or that the Beatles will be able to take control of a Mechalot's brain.
Whoa. What?
I don't think the
So a book by Ryan Holiday, anachronistic here. Ryan Holiday, Stoic author. The obstacle is the way.
Okay, what were you saying, Lucius?
Lucius just kind of sits back and contemplates for a minute. He just becomes quiet again.
Bach is your responsibility, so whatever decision you make, it goes for both of you. John,
Yes.
would Zephatok, because Zephatok would have heard of these beetles in the past, he's heard of these
Sure,
beetles
yes, uh-huh.
prior. Does he know if they have a natural predator?
So he would know they're beetles. They are easily predated upon by anything which eats beetles. You know, they're good sized, but they're not, they are prey to anything. You also would know, though, you already made this check, but make one more. Do a knowledge history, please.
Oh, come on, history. I just added
See how much more you know.
knowledge things. Got 12 on the die. What's my history?
Some things I wish I was a player, Chris.
No, knowledge history, nothing. So
No.
12.
You just know these are unnatural. They were not born. So much of what's here in the Sea of Dark Sun is not, but these in particular were not born of the desert. They were manufactured in some way, but they are easily predated upon by any of the large desert creatures.
Noted.
What you're thinking?
The most important thing is, like the Alliance said, we must get to the beetles first. Yes, we will kill slavers. We always will kill slavers. That is what we do. But the most important is to take out this beetle hive. Now, I can call on many different creature and animal, and they like... Ooh, I'm trying to think of something that would make sense for a desert metaphor. Because all that came to mind was a fox and a chicken coop. That's not here.
The lizard and the scorpion, the snake and the desert rat.
Yeah,
The-
there we go.
Okay.
Like a snake and the desert rat's den.
Yeah.
they will be able to go in and eat and eat and eat and gorge themselves. Especially if we can call on a certain animal or creature, insect of that area that burrows and makes hives and breeds very quickly. We just need to get an infestation. And our work there is pretty much done.
Oh, okay.
But we need to know where we need to go first.
Exactly. So we need to
Well,
so
How you just take one, I'll take the other. I mean, problem solved, right? We'll find out where they are.
I'm so sorry. I may have missed a lot of stuff. Are they going to 2 separate locations?
No.
No,
Okay,
they're traveling
okay.
together. So if you
Okay.
take one, I take one. We'll find them. Is basically
Oh.
what he's saying.
We will be going together, so wherever they go, we will find it. Neither.
They are going to deer.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I was like, you're always talking about yours.
Just because it keeps coming up does not mean it is my fault.
I am sorry for interrupting. I am... Nida, may I speak to you for a moment? As you turn, you see a swarthy, the same man that gave the look earlier, clad in blue robes. His garments are spread open, and his chiseled chest and abs gleam in the firelight. There's a twinkle in his eye. Forgive me, but...
Nida's not even looking in his direction and just like beat red. And like takes a second to like
You hear in
himself again and then turns around.
in an unassuming, no affectation, deep baritone voice, a bit shy. He drops his eyes. Oh, Bloom, how I have missed you. You have new, large, and then he looks over at Kalak, and strange friends, but you remain radiant. You hear a sniggering behind him as Gavail stands, and he just casts a very snarky look at Inala and gives her a kind of a sneer. You see behind this winsome man is this half-elf I described earlier. Almost seems as though he was born with a mockery upon his visage, and he looks over at Inala as Joran engages Nida. Does she turn, or does she remain facing away?
And no, she will, because it would be weird, and she doesn't want to act weird. And in doing so, kind of acts weird. And she does turn back around. Yes, I know that friends weren't necessarily my strong suit while I was here, but evidently all I needed was to leave the walls, and not let them die, and that worked really quite well. Everybody, this is Jordan. We trained together until he
only
far
trained
surpassed
together?
me very quickly.
Did you two only train together?
Yes, just training.
When you say this, you see Joran's eyes cut over to you, Zephatok, with almost a protectiveness. Like what you have just... He picks up on the innuendo, and he does not like it. Almost more in the sense of dishonoring her. When you say this, his eyes cut over. She is the bloom, and she is the flower. We are friends. If you wish to be welcomed here, you honor all Vita-san.
You must not understand me then. No dishonor was meant, so if dishonor was found, he turns to Nida. I ask for apologies.
No apologies are needed, Zephytok.
And he'll
This is
turn-
Zephytok.
Then he'll turn back to him. The bloom has said no. Injury was done.
I'm sorry about this. His eyes cut over to her, looks back at Zephytok, and you see he pulls back. Then the offense is mine. Forgive me. It has been so long since I have seen her.
Well, you left quite a while ago. You left before I did. A little bit after I did my rite.
He nods as though like a little bit of I wouldn't say guilt, but I regret that I did not see you pass your granta, but I always knew you would.
He's the one who volunteered to be stabbed.
Yes, yes.
He was there to see that.
Oh, I thought you just said he wasn't.
No, he was. He was.
Oh,
the one
okay, I
in
miss-
the
I-
trial that
yes,
had
okay, yes.
Done upon him.
Yes. Of course. This is why I volunteered to be stabbed at your granta.
What? Gatak has penetrated Jaren?
No, so in order to become a Vita-san, this is going to be a very quick just
Stab?
overview of how we achieve all right, so and this is probably the most stumbly you've ever seen Nida, as she is just trying to not be herself. So in order to become a Vita-san, what you need to do is as we refer to as the grand trial. Another Vita-san volunteers to be subjected to wounds. The trial goer then must pull on their connection to Galana and heal them without using any sort of physical means. In the way that I sometimes heal Tick when he falls off of cliffs, and it takes me about an hour to heal him with herbs. I got very good at that because it took me a very long time to get to the trial. Galana did not speak to me for a very long time. But
Is that the usual?
yes, not particularly usual. Jordan completed his trial when you were quite young.
He kind of ducks his head in humility and just gives a deferential, I was lucky.
Well, luck had nothing to do with it. But it is at this trial that our position is determined. And she kind of lifts up her arm, pointing to the tattoos that are everywhere. These appear when we first connect to Galana. The more that appear, the higher up in the ranking you are placed.
How many
And-
tattoos does Jaren visibly show?
As Joran, when you look at him, you see he has one, and it's open on his shoulder, and it's a desert, looks like some kind of desert cat with a dagger through its eye coming out its mouth.
So that would be very similar to, you would see that same tattoo on the elf that is beside him. Joran does not have as many blue tattoos as Nida does. Nida has more tattoos than you've seen on any of the people who have been walking through here. Joran has a good amount, but he doesn't have, they're not as dense. There aren't quite as many. And Ashlyn needs to look up the name she gave for all of the
All of the what?
all of the ranks, so that Nida doesn't have to think about what
So I think I have them all here, but yes.
they are. It's the blessed. I
Yes.
didn't come up with a weird name for
Yes.
these ones. Jordan is one of the blessed. We have acolytes, blessed, and the scions.
Joran clears his throat. He's clearly uncomfortable as Gavail glares at Anala. You see he just...
Glaring at each other.
Yeah. I know. I've already seen Manda's... She punched him 3 times already. So Joran just kind of puts his arm back and pushes his Vendari behind him. He says in a very friendly, open manner, "You are all welcome here. You are friends of my friends. We have food, rest, raiment, if you require anything. Nida, if there is aught I can do for your friends, perhaps you would have time to have a cup of coffee with me."
I would very much like that. Thank you. We have a bit of things to figure out and plan, and I have research. But yes.
How about training?
His eyes cut over to Dick. He looks, again, taking in his height, width, and yes, Josh, his girth. What training would you require, Giant?
Well, I mean, any kind of training. I am one who particularly takes fond to the weapons, but it does not seem like the place here. I don't know.
Oh no,
But
we
neither
have
has-
warriors. Just because I have noodle arms does not mean that everybody else is weak.
Well, that would definitely be of interest then. But also, if there's a way, Nida and Zephatok were saying that these ones that we might fight, that they might mess with my head, my will to control myself.
I have a pretty strong will. As he talks to this stranger who hasn't seen him taken over.
Right.
But they say that I could use some training in that area. Is this something you can help me with? If not, the sword training would be good. Also, I would like that also. I need to occupy myself right now.
As you say this, Gavail, the Vendari, he steps forward, kind of pushes Joran's arm out of the way, almost before Joran was ready to react. He locks eyes with Anala. "I would be happy to provide some training for you, Anala. Perhaps blades?"
Well,
And Nida's gonna just kind of whisper to Tick, like, it's a whole thing.
Joran again puts his arm over and pushes him back.
That seems like, knowing you two, that seems like a terrible idea that will lose one of us our Vendari.
"I agree with you. Forgive me," Joran says. He pushes Gavail back further. "I take my leave of you. Rest. There is no training we can provide you, Giant. You are beyond our ken and our means. I would say only swing hard." What's that?
The Hummy might be able to at least spar. Whether he trains them or they train him.
He looks him up and down. "Sparring, yes. This we can do. There are strong of your kind here. Also, beware, there is one with the caravans. Holton Fett. Holton Fett is one of your kind, but he is cruel. He is monstrous. Do not trust him."
you just mean he's like mean, cruel, or he has an ability to like? Does he have like? Is he just vicious? I mean, is he?
We've encountered people who can manipulate minds and take joy in the cruelty of that.
No, he is no scion, but he is one with creatures of the desert. They consume. It is their nature. They desire to live as one drinks from a fountain or pulls meat from a cank and bakes it in the sun to remove the stench. Holton Fett is not of such. He kills for fun. He rejoices in pain. He is like you, he points at Tick, but then kind of lifts his hand as though implying a bit larger. And he will devour you in the night.
So how do I know to find him? How do I know if I found him?
He, I believe, is with the caravan at Silver Springs.
Forgive me, I was
Yeah,
not
but there's two.
clear. No, there is one of your kind.
Yeah.
There are.
Oh.
So there were two mule, Rory. You did not see this half giant. So you saw the mule, you did not see the half giant. He's telling you there's a half giant there by the name of Holton Fett, which must be all right. So that's
And he's
DM.
the only half giant. He's the
only half giant on these characters. Yes. So parenthetical over for the DM.
Yep.
Well, if we can find that one, I'll take that one, Zephyrtalk.
You find that one, that might be one to not start with.
I mean, take down the big guy, you take down them all. You know what I mean? You just gotta start at the top.
Do not underestimate the little ones, too.
We will
Sure.
devour the large heart of our prey, Tick.
See, he's on it.
And you just see this excitement that Tick hasn't really shown. Kalak, you would have kind of seen it in the arena. It's the kind of love-hate for the arena. But the thought of just eradicating these slave owners, that's his focus. He wants to just rest for the night, go to sleep so the day's over, and just go be hired and just...
As Joran sees this enthusiasm, he kind of breaks the tension with a lighthearted laugh. You are called Tick, yes?
Yeah.
Tick, my friend, if you wish, please, there are Jaime of your kind outside the walls. You may engage them, perhaps enjoy a bit of the tussle with them, take out your aggression. Stop it, Ashlyn, you're as bad as Josh. Take your rest, but take your leisure. He cuts his eyes over again at Nida. Gavel starts to step forward. Okay, so Joran puts his arm out. Gavel pushes past his arm. He steps face to face with Anala. I haven't forgotten. Joran grabs him and pulls him back.
Is Lucius around for this?
Yeah, everyone's there. Yeah, you're all standing around.
Lucius will step in between them at this. If he has the time, while he's speaking, Lucius will just step in between them. And where does Lucius stand with this guy? Is Lucius taller?
No, Lucius is. I mean, he's a half elf, so he's about just a touch over 6 feet. So yeah, Lucius is taller than him.
Okay, so Lucius will come not nose to nose since Lucius is taller, but right there, in his face, and just looks at him.
Even as you're doing, he pulls back from Anala. He sees Lucius step in the middle. He starts to say something. You see Joran's, it's a sizable, strong hand. Dark fingers yank his Vendari back. Forgive us. And he starts pulling him back. You see Joran turns and whispers something. Gavel blanches. And he drags him away from the party.
That's good, because Lucius's hand was going for his throat next.
Harder.
party, you're left alone.
Yeah, so, Nida,
Uh-huh.
do any of these giants, whatever you got around here, do they know how this other guy fights? Do they fight well? Can they show me how he fights?
I don't know if I know how he fights. The Hami that I have seen, most of the Vendari come from the Hami. Inada not so much, but that is sometimes there is a special case.
Or,
But
yeah.
the most of the Vendari do come from the Hami ranks. They are very trained to protect the temple. I'm sure they might have some techniques that might be different from yours, but as they are not that is a hard word to say.
Gladiators.
Yeah,
No,
don't stop
gladiatorial.
making fun of me.
I was
Yeah,
going
stop making fun of me.
gladiatorial.
Or gladiatorial, yes.
Gladiatorial.
Yep, it's tough. Yep. Yeah, so if they can do that, I would greatly appreciate that. I could do that for a couple hours right now. Just let me stretch.
Kalak is gonna turn and punch Tick in the stomach as hard as he can.
Yes.
And then he's gonna run out of the temple.
Really?
Ah! We train. Wow! And then
I mean, you can roll a hit. I don't know how you're probably gonna get 1 point of non-reactional damage.
No, we won't roll that. An exoskeleton covered, chitinous fist slams into your stomach, and then with a skittering giggle, you see Kalak moves outside.
What? Perhaps it would be good if the two of us were to fight some of these half-giants. We need to figure out how to do that together. Next time, he might not be so lucky to survive my blow, you know? He needs to learn more than I do. I'll be right there, Kalak. But, hey, if we really get hurt, if I mess him up again, is there a way that we can be healed?
You are at a healing temple.
Yeah, sure, come in.
Did you say if you mess him up again? If you mess him up again? When he left you bleeding in the sands of the tier arena, you messed him up?
Not anymore, because I left him bleeding, and that's why he respects me now.
I
One to
see,
one.
yes.
But thankfully, I had my powerful giant poultices to heal him so much.
Yes. So I am going to take off after him and be looking for these half giants, and I'm gone.
Okay.
I'm being respectful of things. I'm trying to not break anything. But
Full in
I
a
mean,
China shop.
I am.
When-
This place is big, not so much a China shop.
When Kalak exits, he's kind of look around for the Vendari training area or somewhere outside that's hopefully set up for sparring or something like that. He's not. He'll head that way, and then he'll find a big rock to smash Tick with as soon as he exits the temple.
Yeah, as you step outside, again, now it's just barely into mid-morning. You can see Rawl now mid-horizon. That gentle kiss of warmth is becoming a slightly more threatening burn, but one that Kalak welcomes. As you step outside, you see there are several areas training. You see there are various Hami, which are working out, doing forms, working on training, and so you can join in any of these if you wish to.
Well, he's gonna head out and basically just spar with Tick in the yard. I mean, it's gonna be obvious Kalak's not trying to
Aggressive.
Yeah, I mean it's if there was subdual damage was a thing. He's interested in training too. He's tired of being in the temple and
Okay, so the two of you go outside.
Decisions.
Yeah,
We go outside.
no rolls need be made. Kalak and Tick step outside the temple, and they begin to spar. And the reminiscence of the first encounter, this goes back to Greyhawk Awakening, Sea of Dark Sun, episode 1, where the two of you met in the arena. There is a sense of peace as you settle into your combat forms, as you fight with one another, the desert warming your skin, but still the smell of water prevailing everywhere, giving comfort as you enjoy these moments, they become the freest that you have had since you have been among the Unbroken. They become the most joyful. You fall into the combat, the joy of it. Kalak snips and nips lightly, opening slight wounds in your skin. Tick pins occasionally, using his great strength. At one point, grabs Kalak, lifts him overhead. Kalak grasps with all 6 limbs, skitters down his back, and it becomes this joyful dance of combat. I will let the two of you tell me, what does it look like as this is happening? What are you both thinking and feeling beyond what I've described?
So Kalak is trying as best he can to kind of emulate a half giant. Like, he's not necessarily fighting like he would as a Kreen. He's trying to stand up a little taller, use his arms in conjunction as if they're like 2 big arms instead of like the 4 arms that he has. He's just trying to give Tick that experience that he's looking for in a sparring partner. And Kalak, he's been sparring like this since he was 6 minutes old. So,
Tick?
Yeah, I mean, considering the circumstance, he will take his shield and lay it down, and his sword with it out of the way, clearly not engaging in that kind of combat at this moment, and lock up with Kalak, right, and make different attempts to lock up with him and throw him, or lock up with him and control him. So feeling Kalak's pushing back and sometimes being able to take over Tick, just going back and forth in basic grappling and throwing when possible.
All right, nicely done. We will assume there is no actual damage done. Thank you, Patrick. Oh, another raid from Catchy Cantrips. You guys raid us on Sunday and on Tuesday, Catchy. Thank you so much. I wish our time slots overlapped where we could raid you, but if you aren't already following them, check out Catchy Cantrips. They're friends here of our channel. Go ahead and give them a follow. Back inside the temple. Before we go to break, this will be our one and only break. We are inside the temple as Tick and Kalak are outside doing battle. The rest of the party, Joran walks away, tugging Gavail behind him. Anala almost hissing in a feline manner as they walk away. What is the rest of the party doing?
Lucius will turn to Anala and just, what is this?
I'll let you play that. So Nida, you can play. Go ahead. Yeah. All right.
He gives disrespect to Nida and has given disrespect to Nida all of her life.
And the other?
Oh, the other being Joran.
Yeah.
Joran is. We like Joran. Joran's good. Joran has been a friend to Nida.
So they are not mated.
So we
And Nida's immediately like, oh, like ears red. No. What?
So, during this, Lucius.
No.
During this, Lucius takes a look at Anala and be like, so we make the Vita-san disappear. Just
You're not making. I do not like him either. I've never liked him. He saw Joran as a very powerful Vita-san. He achieved the rank of Blessed at a very early age. And Blessed is very high in the hierarchy. So Gavel jumped on that. And while he is an ass, he is very good at what he does, and he keeps Joran safe.
I have known many men who use others to rise and gain power.
Yes.
If he disrespects you in my presence, Lucius will make eye contact with Anala. he will be handled.
And Nala just gives you this very, like, understanding, we are on the same page nod.
And then at this, Lucius kind of like looks at Nala like, and we just kind of like walk away.
What is the temple's standing on blood being shed on these grounds?
Don't, unless it is consensual.
Consensual bloodshed. Wow, interesting.
That's
Wait,
fine.
what ritual?
Punch someone in the nose and they begin bleeding.
I'm teasing. I'm teasing.
That is part of the whole sparring aspect, and then also the rite that involves blood. But
Understood.
this is a place of healing. We are not here to start fights with anybody but each other when we are apparently running out like children to go spar.
This Lucius, you see his hand above his head, kind of going like waving you off, like as he talks to Anala, like just.
Please don't start the fight. This is my first time here as a Saya. Please don't. I'm trying so hard to be a leader.
So do you let Lucius talk to Anala directly, or?
Yeah, I'm not gonna stop him.
Okay.
I know better.
Go ahead, Zeph.
Zephatok will lean down to the two of them and go, "Don't need to start it, just end it." As he'll turn.
Lucius gives a knowing.
Elena, preserve me.
Neither.
All
Do you
right.
mind showing me around the temple? I have interest in this.
Is there anything in particular you are looking to find?
Anything that way. As he points away from where they're talking.
Right.
Love that. Okay, so that's where we'll go to our one and only break. We do have a giveaway we'll announce today. I'll have it right. Where is it at? Oh, thank you, by the way. We had some great raids. Catchy cantrips, Troll Lord games earlier. Thank you so much, everyone, for being with us today. And for our giveaway, let me find it here.
Troll sex.
Josh, just you're back in the groove, though, Josh. You were a little quiet earlier. I'm glad you're catching your motivation here, so that's good.
No, that's Zephatok. That's just his thing, baby.
Okay, all right.
Why?
I'm gonna do it.
You're gonna take off your shirt.
No, I cannot have that many viewers just blowing up on stream. That would be too much.
Come on, baby. Not the only.
I've been back in the gym, bro. It's no.
Yeah.
So every once in a while, I like to surprise people. Hopefully, we still have a good number of viewers. We have 90 folks watching our stream tonight, and it's been mainly role play, slow-paced role play, outstanding by these players. And tonight, I'm going to give away an authentic. Oh, thank you, Tracy Renreb, for the shirt off. No,
dude.
I can promise you, Short Mom on the Run would not approve if I did that on stream. So, so here I'm going to give away this tonight.
It's a slippery slope, right?
It is, yeah, exactly, yes.
Yeah, it is.
Then I'm what's like one of those like the Twitch hot tub streamers or something.
Heck yeah.
So,
John.
okay, I'm giving away this tonight, guys. This is OG. This is not a reprint. This is one of the original Dark Sun pieces, and when you don't get it twisted, Slave Tribes, this is not celebrating. This is overcoming. This is a fantastic module. This is original. From the early 1990s. This is Bill Slaversek, and you had some inputs from all of our good friends. This is an OG Slave Tribes original book we're going to give away tonight because I am so grateful for all of you being on stream tonight and joining with us. We'll open that giveaway after the break, and we'll draw names throughout the back sort of hour or so of the stream. We'll finish around 8 tonight, Central Time, right? We got to finish up by then. I think everyone's got to be done. Yep. So we've got a little over.
Hotel room. I got nothing.
Yeah, okay. So about an hour, a little over an hour we have left. We will open that giveaway up. If you are still with us, stay with us. This is one you are not going to give away a toque as well. Amanda, should I give away a toque and an original Slave Tribes? We shall see. Blue box. We'll be right back. Oh, and I'll play the video during the break since I didn't play it before the game. Right back, guys. Boo.
Oh man.
Josh, you good, bro?
Yes, pop up. Wonderful.
Good.
3D printers being butts.
3D printers being absolutely annoying. Like,
Well, Fraley knows all about that. He just had to replace his.
like there's one of them that I need to clean out.
The no-tell motel. Right, Jeff? Exactly. Yes. June. I didn't see that. June. I didn't see 1,000 from June. Thank you so much, my friend.
Hi, June.
He's part of the OG Dark Sun community. I know June wants this Slave Tribes module. This is DSR1. This is Dark Sun 1 accessory. This is dated.
Getting more active than I am.
1992. 92. It's in great. I would call this. It's not mint, but it's close to mint. It's beautiful.
So would you say it's like chocolate chip?
So tell your friends, or maybe don't tell your friends. Give you a better chance to win.
Don't tell your friends.
All right, so party. We have a couple roleplay things we're gonna pick up. So Josh, you and Nida, right after the break, it sounds like she's gonna walk you off and show you parts of the temple, which is great. So we can have that dialogue. We may have a bit of Jorin as well, but then we'll fast forward through any supplies, water, healing kits, all these things, so we can get to the next part of the adventure. But yes, that's gonna be
Healer's kits.
all the healer's kits you want.
Amazing.
As many as we
Within
want.
reason.
Within reason.
We're getting like 30.
I started this game with 20,
Okay.
So
let's
what
get
would I be
8.
rolling then?
I think.
What's HD plus 3 dice?
I mean, you wouldn't actually roll anything, right? It's all like effects, but
Well,
How
for
the-
us,
how the-
yes, but like
yeah.
if in an actual combat.
in actual combat, basically you would roll to grapple, and if you do, then you apply control points to me, and you're
Yep.
large, you'd apply like a bunch, and then a grapple attack is a full round action,
Okay.
and then
Which
on
is
your
that
next
stunning throw? That's a grapple. No, the actual action of grappling isn't it?
Yeah, so the first, if, it depends on the feats and stuff that you end up using, but some feats will let you do your grapple attack and then do something else if you
Oh,
if you
I
have it.
should look out for that.
For normal people, you just do a grapple attack, and then on your next action, you cash in on those control points to do more damage. And so what you would probably normally do is your first action, you apply 2 control. Your next action, you're like, I'm going to cash in my 2 control points, and it's going to add 2 die of damage. So your
But that's the
standard.
HD.
So whatever your hit die is, like are you a fighter, gladiator? So
Yeah,
it's like D10.
gladiator. Yeah, I think it's a D10.
So it'd normally be a D10 plus your strength. So it would add 2 more D10, so it'd be 3D10 plus strength. Yes.
Oh, hit die. So it's 3 hit dice.
Yeah, so
Is that what you mean by
your
hit
die
like
type.
HD plus 3?
Yeah, it's your die type for whatever your hit die is, and then you can add more, which is very painful. But you did sacrifice an entire attack in order to be able to do it. And it's actually it's less damage than if you just like punch a guy and then punch him again, like mathematically.
Oh,
But
really? Yeah, but so like that stunning one though could actually get an advantage through them being stunned, right?
yeah, but they have to be all the way to incapacitated before you could do it. So you'd have to invest basically 2 actions to get them to incapacitated, and then you slam dunk them on the ground. But
yeah.
again, there are feats that let you do it faster.
So I
and
need
so
to find those feats.
I'm still like beta testing this with my Doomjin game, and like further refining it. We've been playing it for a couple months now. And we're still making some tweaks, but we're getting it dialed in.
Where do I always lose this? Where's my hit die on RPG Scribe?
It's just whatever you roll for hit points when you level.
Yeah, I always lose that. I always forget.
Oh, I don't
And
know.
there's a
What's your
spot
class?
on RPG Scribe.
It should be 10.
Fighter, Gladiator,
Yeah, it should be D10.
D10.
Mm-hmm.
So if I was to, because I won the first throw with you, I won the second throw with you.
And you still have to roll to hit though. So now you're like, okay, I'm gonna constrict or whatever. Like I'm gonna just bear hug and crush
So
you.
it'd be grapple constrict as one move.
So your first action, you grapple. You got a hold of
Yep.
me. Your
Yep.
second action, you want to cash in on that control, right? To add to your damage.
Well, whatever gets me to the stunning throw.
So it would be, you grapple me.
Yep.
Yeah, grapple me. And now I'm incapacitated, totally helpless.
Which is what I did, right? I won.
Yeah, you won, and then on your third one, you just, because I'm incapacitated, you basically just slam me on the ground, and that's like the end of it. But there's like a saving throw and some other stuff, but
So then if we were to say like, because it was 23 and you had a 21, I don't know what your 21, but if my 23 was to hit, right? Because that's what I'd have to do. Grapple, hit.
yeah, you have to hit with the grapple, and then you roll your stunning throw, and it just happens.
So does 23 hit? Or what do you mean? I roll for my stunning throw. I roll a damage.
There's no damage on stunning throw
Did I read that wrong?
because it stuns instead.
How do I get the 3d10 then? Then I'm throwing you for damage. Then I'm rolling to hit and throwing you for damage.
You're not throwing me. You're like crushing me, or you're like bending my arm, or you're kung fu hitting me in the jaw or something. It's just a strike, is what that is.
Gotcha. And then
You're
I
not
roll the
knocked
3d10.
It just knocked me out. Yeah.
So what's
And
better?
it's just to offer like alternative ways to change the condition of your opponent, right? Like
yeah.
if you want to stun him and not hurt him, you can. If you want to hurt him and hurt him, you can. If you want to hit him with a weapon, you can.
So 3d10 would be like 15-ish damage, and that's why the hit is better.
Plus your 9, right?
I add the 9 on.
Well, yeah.
Dang.
Or your plus your strength damage. Or
Yeah.
well,
which
it's
is-
not 9. I'm
well,
sorry.
6.
It's 6. Yeah. So
Six.
it'd be 3d10 plus 6.
Man, my sword is
A lot more.
3d6 plus 9.
Correct. Yeah. But you could
Against large.
do it every
Only
round,
against large.
right? Yeah. But you can do it every round. So I mean, the grappling's pretty situational, and
Yeah.
I'm almost at the point where I think it's streamlined enough to actually be functional, like on a stream.
Yeah,
Unless you're
we're
really trying to do something in specific. Grappling's not necessarily worth it unless there's something specific you have in mind, like stunning them or like holding them.
no grappling. No, grappling can be. Yeah, it's got many uses.
With Tick in particular, the way that it works out is a medium person grappling a medium person. If I go to try to grapple you and I succeed, I apply 1 point of control to you, right? Which at that point, the other opponent is only grappled if they are also medium. It takes more points to change your condition depending on how large you are. Tick, with one action, can put a medium person at restraint,
Thank you for the resub.
which is really strong. So if you restrain somebody, your friends, have advantage to hit the dude that you just restrained. So even if it's not a direct thing that you can do,
It might benefit everyone else.
you just grab a guy and then you just hold him up like a pinata.
All right, welcome back. Sea of Dark Sun, Greyhawk Awakening, Book 3, Episode 12 of Sea of Dark Sun, and my amazing players are absolutely crushing it tonight. We have the giveaway. I'm going to kick this off on the Nightbot here, so let me pull this up. We'll also do a toque. Don't worry, you can, once you enter the giveaway, you can be in both giveaways. You don't have to do it twice. Just enter in one time. Nightbot. All right. Was there anything else? We're gonna come back to the dialogue between Nida and Zephatok, but before that, anything else with the combat between Tick and Kalak outside worth talking about?
Go ahead and explain it, Kalak, from your point of view.
So, Kalak and Tick are grappling and going back and forth and back and forth. And every time Kalak tries to get any sort of advantage during this wrestling match, Tick just laughably overpowers him. It grabs him the first time, and then Kalak is thrashing, trying to get free before Tick kind of wads him up like a ball, and he can't get free, and then just slams him on the ground as hard as he can. And Kalak lays there kind of wheezing. That's how their session winds up after running around.
We definitely made our rolls, and he definitely lost all three of them.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I can't do beating +9 is.
That's tough. Yeah, he's a big boy.
And Kalak is good at it too. Kalak's probably more efficient than most humans you've seen.
But he's not biting. He's not using his poison. So he's somewhat nerfed in this combat. But yes. All right. Nida. Hey, Josh. Good to see you in the chat. Dark Horse. Jared, so many of our old folk. Good to see you. Not old folks. People who have been a long time followers. Yes, thank you so much for not old folks.
Hey, good to see the residential home.
Yeah, exactly. We call that. Yeah. All right. So I'll just stop. Josh, Zephatok is led by Nida as he asked to see more of the temple, and Nida, take it away.
Nida doesn't brings him past more of the healing rooms, as she knows that Zephatok is a capable healer himself.
Oh, he's
well.
so good. He's the best healer in this group, honestly, from what he can do.
And it's rather quiet. It's intentionally quiet as a place of healing. But she leads him up towards one of the more herb gardens, as she needs to get stuff anyway. It's part of the things that she needs to grab. As these gardens are particularly developed to contain not only just pretty things, but useful things. There are definitely some areas of the garden that actually have little fences, like barriers that separate where you can walk away from particular plants. As Nida brings him into the garden, you do a lot of traveling through the desert. Do you see a lot of greenery?
No. Greenery. To say a lot would be a lie. I have seen green in my life, but it is not the usual kinds.
Well, the gardens here, this is where we get our herbs that we use for our kits, but we also, some of the things that we grow here are a bit more dangerous. And these are the things that I potentially will be collecting to utilize. And she goes over to a small tree that's been growing that has a vine wrapping around it. This vine has needles along it. As she points it out, this is blood vine. Are you familiar with blood vine?
As she does this, you see the familiar Nesta just sort of curling around her arm.
And Nida's actually going to take Nesta, not put her on the blood vine, but is going to just let her kind of roam a little in the garden as just a little sentient vine that's just hanging out among some plants.
I just imagine Vine with like some sunglasses on top, looking like a snake.
Nesta kind of flows in, and in this, you've seen her do this many times before. She just flows inside, nestles amidst the other greenery, and settles.
Gotcha. If Bloodvine is a normal desert plant, then yes, the Zephytalk would know it. If it is not, then no. I'll leave that up to you, Nida, as you're the one that...
Canonically it grows. It
since
grows
you're the
on
creator.
particular trees, is what I remember from the
Yeah,
the sword.
that's right. Yep.
Sword. So Bloodvine, and this is why the fence is there. And as Nida purposefully approaches her warmth, you watch as the vine actually starts to reach out. It will try and use its sap to paralyze you, leave you unaware of your surroundings as it eats you. But its sap can also be used to help numb wounds. It is dangerous, but it is useful.
Does it do that for animals and creatures as well, or usually just humanoids?
Whatever it can get its vines around. It is attracted to the warmth. It usually will do this at night when it can tell where the bodies are versus the cold of the surrounding. And Nida takes a bit of water across her hands and is going to just kind of chill it. This is to be fair back when we used icicle as her what she can
Yes,
do.
yeah.
Is go with the flow, but she's basically lowering her body temperature with the water to try, and she takes a vial and is just extracting a bit of the bloodvine sap. And if you want me to roll for that, I will.
Yeah, please go ahead and roll. And as she does this, you see Zephytalk, her hand just sort of gently moves among the foliage. And as Nesta settles in and seems to latch on, there is this clear symbiosis between Nida and this area of shrubbery. Like, there's a connection. She opens up her hand, tries to chill the water. What's the roll?
Is it just straight D20?
Yep.
Cool. That is a 16.
Yes.
Does it work for... does it just feel the heat, or is it that vibrations in the sand, the ground?
You're a little quiet again, Josh. Oh. I saw that on your TikTok yesterday. I didn't like it. Just please play the game.
Is
This is
it,
why his mic doesn't work.
Yeah.
is it just heat, or is it vibrations as well?
It's probably a mixture of both. It tends towards heat just because you can have vibrations from a number of different sources, and it mostly lives on the tree, less on the ground.
Makes sense. And is it elevated, or is it on the ground with this plant?
It's on the lower part of the trunk. Like it needs to quickly get to its prey. But it usually will attack sleeping creatures.
Understood. And what about this one? As he's gonna go to the next one. I'm gonna have you do a full lore dump of all of these plants.
Oh, you think I don't?
No, he knows you
I
do.
know you do.
So I'll give this 5 minutes at most. All right, go ahead.
Okay, speed run.
Cool. She's going to point out a number of different plants to you if my document decides it wants to work.
Come on, you got
So
5
she'll
minutes.
point out a plant called beryl that's used for its calming effects. A lot of things that are used to make teas. Hoari to mask some taste. But you'll also the beryl is a blue-green moss that you can see kind of going along the floor. But she points and pulls out from her pack. It's dried, so they'll dry the moss itself, which makes it edible, and they can bring it, use it for teas. The blood vine is from the Crescent Forest. Because now I have my notes in front of me.
What do you mean your notes in front of you?
She has a little, my
Notepad?
notebook. I can't memorize it.
You don't just know?
I know a lot of it, but when it comes to where they're native to, I need some references. But primarily I'm here for the blood vine because that might, when ingested, it is a bit more of a paralytic.
For the barrel, that one is calming.
Yes, it's used in teas.
Is it able to be infused in other ways, whether ingested quickly, put on a weapon, or put in...
The barrel itself is not as much of a... is not going to be useful in this case.
What do you do if you burn it? Will the smoke have a similar calming effect, or is it?
You know, I do not know. It is not something that we have done before. To be fair, I have quite extensive herbalism knowledge because it took me so long to connect to Galana. This is how I could heal. This is how I could be helpful to the temple. This is my favorite plot, my favorite section of the temple, actually.
And Zaphatok's kind of gonna step back a little bit and turn towards a plant, not really looking at the plant. And why do you feel that it took you so long to connect to Galana?
Naida gets a bit quiet and looks away a little. You can see a bit of not necessarily shame, but just on the edge of that. Most of the people here were not born in the temple. They came here seeking whatever they came to seek. I was born here. The Tempest is my mother, as you now know. And even then, she was a very powerful scion. The only scion. And when I was born, there was an expectation that I would be the next scion. And that was what was expected of me every day. And I tried. And I was trying to become a scion to fit others' expectations in a way that did not connect to Galana. It's because of Inala that I am who I am. Inala was injured, and we were out beyond the walls. I could not get her back here quick enough. And that was just a moment that I didn't need to connect to Galana to prove myself. I needed to connect to Galana to save her. And that brought forth the flood. That in stone. And I think that I struggled for so long because I was trying to become what people expected of me, not out of an organic sort of way, not in a way that actually meant something to Galana. And when it was more about helping, that's when it clicked.
So how do you feel when you are back here?
It's a little difficult. By the time that I did connect, everyone had given up on me. They assumed that I would never even make acolyte, that I would just be an herbalist helping the temple and disappear.
You see various temple attendants moving back and forth, casting occasional surreptitious glances over, but no one interrupts.
Zaphatok, as perceptive as he is, every time someone lingers or looks too long, his eyes will just meet theirs and just be a look of move.
And all the more quickly they move.
And he and he's not looking at her through any of this. He looks at the tree, or he looks at the people, and then just looks back to the tree. And your mother, where was she in all of this?
She was my first mentor. She tried to train me, but eventually it seemed to be clear that I was not going to achieve what they thought I would. And we are, as Vida-san, not allowed to stay in any one spot for very long. That is why I have not seen her since before I connected. She was not at my grand trial. She had already left. I have not seen her since before I gained these tattoos. She had to leave. Methan took over my training as he cannot leave the temple as he is severely injured from his earlier travels.
And your father?
I
Korik?
never knew him. My mother met him while she was traveling. He saved her and she saved him in return. But she had to keep traveling and he had to stay. He was a hunter for a small group that had been attacked by raiders. He was one of the few that survived, and if he had left, they would have died. So he stayed. And she grabs the same bone necklace that she's been wearing this entire time. It is a claw. No, it's a tooth. A long curved tooth, and along the side are etched flowers that have been hand etched onto both sides. He gave my mother this when she left, and when she went back on her travels, she gave it to me. It's all I have. It's all I know of him is the stories that she told me growing up. He was human, handsome, but very loyal to his people.
When did this happen? And he's looking over at her now, staring at her chest. In specific where the necklace is.
About 31 years ago. She did not know that she was with child until after she left. And I'm 30 years old. 30 years and 9 months. Ish.
What was your father's name?
Correct.
Tears well up in Zephytok's eyes. Is he still alive?
Matching tears well up in Nida's. And she looks down. I think my mother found him again. And I think he was with her when she was attacked by something. She's the only one who came back.
And that was his necklace.
It was.
There were 5 of them.
Five of them.
One for each claw.
the beast that you killed to save her, yes. How do you know?
And he pulls his eyes from the necklace and will look at the tree again.
He looks at the tree. Rawl is now 1 hour from midday, and light is shining through the temple, somehow more benign than you have ever seen the eye of the dark sun gazing down upon its people. It glints off the sides of the statue of Galana, glitters off the water, and gives a warm luminance to the trees and the shrubbery, which are so foreign to the Sea of Dark Sun, and yet here seem so at home.
Because I remember my father had one as well. Your dad was a good man.
How would... What?
Giants do not travel alone. Giants are very similar to herd animals. We prefer our pack, our den, our coven. We like our regions. Your father tried so hard. God, he tried so hard. He was one of the men that first grabbed their bows when the horn was sounded. That day was the worst day of my life. And it was the first day I ever got my first weapon. And he'll just reach into his pack and pull out a smaller but similar claw. It was my mother's. But he's dead. You're sure that he's dead?
My mother was... And she is now, like, there are just quiet tears down both cheeks. She was not the most lucid, but I think I focused on finding out what had happened before she passed back out, that it's not what to... I was afraid of the answer.
It was he that taught me how to shoot the ball. He was a good man. He'll have his smile.
My mother used to say that as well.
You might have your mother's cold eyes. He was so small, but never treated any less than all the other giants, like the other humans in camp. He was a good man. It's good to know that he at least survived it. He was able to find someone. I was young. I was young at the time, so I don't remember a lot about him, but
Glad to have been a child. Not that I have a very good understanding of how quickly you age, but
it's not about the age, it's the height that gets too quick. You might be 8, but you look like a grown adult in the human world. You are his daughter. Taking care of the weak. Taking care of the strong too, no matter your size.
A gentle zephyr blows through the trees from the open roof above, kissing the leaves. Nesta settles in more deeply. You feel the same kiss upon your cheeks.
Nida is still processing that this person that she's been traveling with is apparently also a survivor of that tribe.
Right.
You did not stay with them.
Flash of frustration and anger. Just a darkness falls over his face. There was no them to stay with. There was no one. I was thrown into a hole and told to survive. And by the time I had the strength to get out, there was no one left. No one. The sands were more red than brown. I came out onto what would be a dusk's painting. Instead, it was a mural depicting the death of a tribe. I heard that some of them laid down their weapons and joined the tribe. And with that, you see he goes to spit and then almost has nowhere to spit, and realizing where he is, he kind of processes it and he like swallows, but just does the almost kalak, like click, and the inhale of breath. Instead, they went into another tribe for survival. Good for them to survive. But there were others that survived in their own ways. I don't believe for a second that your father laid down his weapons.
Oh, he had stayed with who was left. He protected them.
Sadly, my parents are not among that group.
Midas just very quietly going to come and just, and very much in a way that if he moves away, she will, in the same way that when she offers comfort to Lucius, understands, like, I'm not going to push it, but just kind of takes his hand, which is probably like up here for her, but
He doesn't take your hand. He pulls back from the hand, but puts his arm around your shoulder and pulls you against his side. It's funny how seeds are spread. They go with the wind, and wherever it blows, they are planted. Whether through locusts, as he'll look down to the back of his clothing where the baby hanger is, the baby
The pupating script.
Sling? Yeah, baby sling. There we go. The baby sling is on his back, but it's just wrapped up in the cloth around his back. Or sometimes through wind, or that through Galana. They go many different directions. And somehow all still end up with the same roots. I have not met your mother. But she had to have been good enough to be able to seduce that man. Many giantesses tried.
she's a lot shorter than them. Maybe that was part of it. She is stubborn. She is often referred to as pig-headed, but never in looks. She's quite beautiful. Snow white hair.
His whole life? Or her whole life? White hair?
Yes. Similar to Lucius's, actually.
And as she says this, images flash through your mind, Nida. Even as you walk through this door and your mother was in such frail condition, she still had the beauty. She still had the snow white hair. The tempest, even at her weakest, was still a storm. What I'm showing here for everyone is artwork that was made by Ashlyn. This is using the Hero Forge minis and a bit of tweaking that she did. So these are Hero Forge minis imported and done things to. And here we have Nida and Lucietta, her mother. As she speaks of her, this is always the image that you will have, Nida.
Oh, she was the complete opposite of him. He was kind. And so that we don't take up the rest of the stream.
Wait, is there anything left?
He will begin to just regale her of the stories of him learning how to shoot a bow, how patient her father was, how kind he was, how he went on one of his first hunts with her dad, many of the other hunters. Like, it wasn't just her dad, but her dad, his father and mother. How he used
Tell us that story, Josh. This will be your the last part of this moment. I want you tell us the story.
Okay. As I sit here trying to think of desert beasts as like which one it was. It wouldn't have been the one that the claws came from.
No, you're not. No nightmare beast. No bone claws. You know.
Yeah, so it was a giant nightmare beast.
No. Josh, don't break the immersion, bro. You're killing it. Just stick with it. It was a ferocious Inix. It was-
No idea what it is. Hunts start the way that they usually start, early in the morning. You get your provisions together in preparation that it might be a week of a hunt. You leave some men, women back at the camp with enough provisions to last at least a month in case nobody comes back. Usually about midway through a hunt, one or usually two or more people go back, so you have what the giants call a buddy system. And so then after like 4 days into a hunt, the people at home will send out another group to hunt in case the first group was killed or got lost. The witch of the village always stayed and would give a little ceremony, blessing of sorts. Yeah, a blessing on the hunt before you leave. The lead hunter would be given some sort of animal headdress. One of the times your father was appointed to be the head of a hunt, and he couldn't wear the headdress, he was too big. He said he got a kink in his neck after trying to put it on prior. But for this hunt, it was my uncle, not really uncle, but your older man that was uncle, as we all were cousin, uncle. But he was my uncle for this hunt, and your father and he were close. They would rib each other and would laugh, poke fun at one another, but it would start early in the morning. And the chant was given out, the blessing was placed, and the headdress fulfilled. We left. Your father continued to walk the line. Even amongst all these tall giants, all those with the large gates, he would make sure everyone was remembering to drink water. It really was like a mother snake, since there are no hens in this area that I could reference. He was a good man. He hunted with a specific longbow every time. He took care of that longbow like it was his. And he's still looking at the tree, like holding her against his side. If she wants to let go, he can. He's just.
Oh no,
off in the
this is like I have needed comfort for 2 days. And she's just enwrapped in hearing this story that she's never heard. She has one story of her father, and that's it.
This longbow was, many called it Twig. And after a little bit of him taking offense, he finally gave in to the ribbing of my uncle and other giants and took on the name Twig for his longbow. But it was nasty. I saw it more as a needle than a twig. The way he could find the chinks in flesh between bone, armor, chitinous plates. The arrow would practically disappear into the hide of whatever he was shooting, because it would just go so deep, so far into the creature.
Okay. All right. We're going to stop it there. Wow. Bravo. If I wanted to, Josh would go all night long. This is
long. I always go all night.
All night long. Glorious. Well done. So before we move to the next day, any final thoughts? Action. Kalak and Tick exhaust themselves outside in combat. Lucius moving around the temple, keeping an eye on everyone.
What's...
What's that?
Do
Sorry.
we get to see the insider trading into Lucius and Anala's? No.
I don't think that's happening tonight. No, I don't think it's happening tonight. Okay, so anyone else?
Nida during this is going to. I'm refilling my healer's kits. How many healer's kits can I?
Okay, so we're gonna do we'll do a D20 on screen, divide by 2. So let's see what this comes up with.
How many kits I can get?
Yeah, how many kits you get?
Just so you know, one kit has 10 uses.
Oh, your kits have 10
we're-
uses.
So we're getting
I
20
burn through
each.
2 uses of a kit every time I do.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so
That's-
then you are able.
You aren't giving me a ridiculous number.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. So you get 2 kits, which is 20 uses.
That's still great. I'm going to add that to the 12 uses I still have.
You have all those
So
healing
being
kits.
this-
Go ahead.
Being this is a healing temple, does that mean we can fully heal before the next day?
I
That's the reason I brought you to the healers.
yes, I would say absolutely. Party, everyone is completely healed, completely rested. Any dehydration effects from previous days are gone, although we will resume water consumption, rationing, and tracking after this. But this is the most restful night any of you recall ever having.
Good.
I hear temporary points also.
When you guys find Lucius, he'll be taking a swim in the people soup.
In people soup, everybody get in.
Maple soup.
Okay.
So during
Except
what would Kalak do? So whenever he's like going to sleep and he's bored and wandering
Right.
around, he'll probably kind of walk out along like the perimeter walls, like where the guard. Like do they have guards stationed at night?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, the Hami, they have shifts, but the Hami, they stay out there. The Bazrags, they stay out constantly. They're fed, they're watered, they're moved around a bit, but they're always shifting around the walls.
Okay. Is there anyone that it's like obvious that they report to? Is there like a not like a chief guard, but like some lieutenant or
Yeah,
that
no,
they're checking in with?
sure, good question. So you step outside. Do you do this during the day or do you wait till evening?
This evening.
Okay. So as you and Tick finish your rounds of sparring, Tick, do you head inside or do you stay out with Kalak?
I'd probably be. I mean, if he's doing this later, by then I'm gonna make sure that I'm getting my rest. So I'd head in at a decent dark hour. I'd not be staying up on hours of the night.
Yeah, but it's early evening though, and so Kalak is doing this. So you want to stay with him or head in? I'm fine either way. I'm just asking.
Yeah,
I mean, I would tell Tick. I'm gonna be like, guard weapon holder. I want obsidian. I ask obsidian. That's it. That's if you ask where he's going and what he's doing, that's what
Yeah.
it says.
And he would just basically be asking, hey, like, do you want me to come? Otherwise, I'm gonna go inside. But if you want me to come and like speak for you, I'll come. Because obviously, understanding that obsidian weapons are gonna be way better, and that he needs something. So I'd be willing to like go along and either talk and be on his behalf, like, hey, we're with the Bloom lady. Otherwise, if he doesn't want her to go, then he'd just want him to go. Then he'd just go in.
It's entirely up to you.
Alright,
would
then
not-
I'll go
not
with
have
you.
a preference.
Then I go with you.
Okay.
Okay.
So we find like a quartermaster or a someone who looks like they're in charge.
Yeah. So as you walk around, you see there is, in all things, a deference to the women of the temple. So wherever, whether Vitasan or Vendari, it seems in the temple of Galana, the women rule. But when it comes to the guards outside, there is a man, he's dark-skinned, medium height, maybe slightly under 6 feet, wrapped in a stark white shufa, with pale blue eyes, dark skin. You hear the other men and guards refer to him as Logan. And as you approach, he gives an unsteady look, seeing a half-giant and a Thrycreen approach him, and he raises a hand. Greetings, what may I do for you?
Gatok Haas Bloom. We guard need obsidian for weapons to protect.
So you project this into his mind.
Yeah, I attempt.
Yeah, and so you do this, and he clearly is accustomed to this. He makes no reaction to it, although he doesn't take a step back per se. In fact, to the casual observer, there would be no sign of concern. But you, who are skilled in martial combat, recognize the readiness. He's on the balls of his feet. He's well balanced, but he makes no threat. You are asking for weapons then, Green?
No. Just obsidian. Just wood, obsidian, bone. I make Githka. I need obsidian. To guard Bloom in desert. I can give, and he'll hold out the spear. I can give.
He gives a warm laugh. It's resonant in the night air. He pushes the spear back to you. If you are guarding the bloom, you need give nothing. You need obsidian and stone. I will have them gathered for you.
Good? Yes.
He looks up at Tick. And you?
Well, I mean, if we're asking items, then I think our whole party might be in need of some items, you see. And he'll stand up, like he said, and he can make them if you guys don't have them. But we are going to go take care of the caravan with the slavers and that whole issue that's going on. And some of our companions aren't so well equipped, like myself with my blade. But they might be able to use some stuff if you're offering, kind sir.
In the strangest interaction Kalak has ever had with a human, the human looks back to Kalak for translation of whatever Tick just said. I am not sure what he's asking for. Can you aid me, Green?
He'll kind of turn to Tick and say, what?
Our other people need weapons too, so if you could give them some, that would be awesome.
Kalak will turn back to the guy. Others protect Bloom. We'll talk you soon.
Yeah.
Don't mind Tick.
Then, yes, I will make sure these are provided for you. He is touched.
He does not know the way.
Peace of the waters upon you. The obsidian, the stone, whatever you need will be given you, ready in the morning.
Good, yes. And Kalak will turn and walk away.
Okay, anyone else?
How we did that without, starting a full fight with the entire guard.
Yeah.
No,
John, I was.
Yes, go
I
ahead.
was thinking about going down to the kitchens and making myself something to eat
Okay.
for the evening. If anyone else wants anything, anyone else have any orders?
I think that's great. Do that, Josh. Perhaps we could spend the rest of the stream tonight as you. Oh, hello!
As John's about to cut me off, like I'm spending.
Okay, hold on. I've got to get to the table. We're almost out of time. Oh, she's so. Oh my gosh, John. All right, John is MVP.
She's too cute.
She is beautiful. Your wife, man, how much has she counteracted you?
Yeah,
dude?
she must
That's
be
my
carrying
son, dude.
What? Really?
He has like this long,
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
blonde hair.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was a little dude.
I have not got a new chair. No, I'm at danger of falling at any moment.
Okay, and I am fully embarrassed. Sorry, he is precious. He is gorgeous. Yeah, the hair.
All the time. It's not you.
It's not just me. Are you sure?
No, 100%.
Because I'm
Basically,
humiliated
everywhere we
now.
go. It doesn't help that he also wears little dresses and stuff because he wants to look like his sisters.
Well, he can do whatever he wants, but yeah, kid for the MVP.
And it's great.
Kid for the MVP. Absolutely. All right.
Yeah, MVP.
Okay. I'm going to fast forward this. It's the following morning. You are all healed up, prayed up, garmented up, watered up, hydrated, have all, whatever you need within reason again. So the 2 heal kits for you, times 10 each, Nida. And then Inala, Joran, he still wanted his cup of cough, but you were ushered away. And perhaps there was a moment betwixt the two of you. We'll put that in the text RP.
No, let's do it right now, John.
Nope, because I'm gonna show the tabletop. So the next morning, as you set out from the temple, there is the sound of all of the cacophony of Silver Springs. You make your way outside of the Temple of Galana. You see there's a busyness around Silver Springs. These caravans are huge, and to see such things here is unusual inside this area. These massive Mechalot trains being pulled. There are guards being assembled. You see many of them milling around. There is one who is barking orders. He is a middle-aged, pale man, has himself covered as best he can, but he's got a booming voice. As you ask around, you hear his name is Marius. He is the one that is pulling any members of the crowd or hiring additional guards. This caravan with these 2 Mechalots, these Argosies, these massive wagons about to be pulling out within the hour. You smell the scent of spices. You hear the chatter of the crowd. You hear the music being played. There's a bit of bartering, but also you smell the sweat, the stench. It is both the joy and the pain of the Sea of Dark Sun. As these folks are milling around, what do you do? Party, you have your choice. I'm not railroading you here. So if you want to openly attack, if you want to join, if you want to let them go, if you want to scout, whatever you want to do, but you do see what you were asked to do by Masik, the member of the Veiled Alliance. It's clear that Marius, the leader of this caravan, is recruiting for guards. You may, however, do whatever you want. Party, what do you do?
Guys, please let me go. Please let me go. Please let me go.
I'm looking for the same thing that they would have on a dock, like someone looking amongst groups of people to try and get a few extra guards or a few extra like handlers and stuff like that to go along with this caravan.
Yeah. All right, Josh. So that's what I described as Marius. So you see this man. He is requesting. He's hiring and looking for additional members of the caravan guard. But Tick asked to go. So Tick, go ahead.
Yeah, no, if he's going that way, that is right where Tick is going. He's going to stand up straight. He's going to square off his shoulders. Not disrespectful, not intimidating, but strong and intimidating if needed. But he's right there by Tick, or by Talk, if that's where he's going.
Okay.
Before he goes over, Zeftalk will look
Unless he
back
stops
at
me.
Tick and just be like, what I say and what I do during this caravan means nothing. And it is not who I am. But it is who I have to be and who we have to be side by side with these things.
Yeah, I got you.
If you need to hit me at any time, do it.
I'm not gonna forget you said that. I will remember that.
Just don't kill me. And if
Oh.
you do kill me, it is on my life that you must take care of script.
Oh, no, won't kill you, but we'll blend in just fine. I can do that.
I know you can.
Yeah.
Alright. He'll turn back around, and
Before
I would assume
they-
he would.
Before they leave, I'm giving them a few vials of the blood vine sap.
Oh,
Because I purposefully grabbed it. Do not leave without the thing I got.
And when you say leave, like, are you not going with them, Nida?
I'm not going to be a guard. I do not look like a guard. I am very obviously a cleric of Galana. I'm actually going to stay back with Kalak. Kalak's
Okay.
large enough, and I'm going to ask before. I don't know if this is disrespectful for Kalak, because I don't know that much about the green as Nida.
wow.
I'm slow. You are able to keep up and keep track of them, correct? If you can keep a scent. You already can scent Tick and track him, correct?
Yes.
Is it weird if I ride on your back?
If Gatok Hawes wills it.
If it makes you uncomfortable, I will not.
If Gatok Hawes wills it.
Oh gosh. This is not how consent works.
But it's how people pleasing works.
It is how people pleasing works, but it is not how consent works.
Gatok Hawes has plan. Gatok Hawes would not ask if it was not needed.
This is
If
true.
Gatok Hawes wills it.
Alright.
That said, Kalak is covered in fricking spikes. Covered in
Yeah.
them.
So I don't know if you remember like what he looks like, but yes, he has spikes. Oh, this actually does.
That's
Yeah.
different. There's
No.
several different types of creen. There's the lore
Yeah.
creen and then the Locksaw. The Locksaw are like the crazy nomadic, like berserker.
Yes, here, let me go back to the
That
tail
are, like,
spire will show it better.
covered in spikes.
So yeah, the Locksaw, the tail spire here actually shows it better. So this is what Kalak looks like. Sitting on his back would be an exercise in the SDBM. Yeah, it would be, yeah.
Cool, then never mind. I'll
You
hang out.
could if you got leather and stuff, but
Just do it.
Oh yeah,
Just do
put a
it.
saddle on.
Yeah, you could put a saddle. Yeah, you put a saddle, a big leather covering. Yes.
I
It's
don't
just
want
a
Malak
lesson
to
in-
feel like I'm treating him like an animal, because
Yeah. It's a less than flagellation.
Self-flagellation,
Yep.
not flatulation, Josh.
I know.
I mean, he knows-
flagellation.
if it wasn't necessary.
I know, I'm teasing you, Josh. I know.
it is I guess this is particularly is Lucius going with the boys. The big boys.
Lucius is currently on Balk and is looking at the caravan,
Just the
questioning whether or not he would lose Bach if he joined the caravan.
Okay, so DM hints come rarely, but I gave one earlier. It was too generic. Again, you guys do what you want. But here's an idea. Bach, how did I describe Bach earlier? Anyone remember?
Very big and very powerful.
He's a special named Mechalot.
Yeah, he's a battle mechalot. He is ergo valuable to a caravan like this. He could be the entree. Now, what if the weaker among you, the spindly armed, whoever, I'm not telling you to do this, it's just an idea. You can follow and trail behind, but if you state yourself as Bach's handlers, but they want Bach, there are ways you could smuggle yourselves in using this massive mechalot. Again, you do what you want. That was just an idea that the DM had, so
Out of character, this is also Ashlyn knowing she won't be here next week. And not wanting people to have to play her
I
consistently.
don't know.
no, don't. I mean, no, don't worry about that. Yeah, don't. Yeah,
Yeah. Just don't care about what John says. Like,
not at all.
So my
Not
thought
at all.
was trying to roll in animal handling.
Okay.
And leaving Bach with Nida. and Lucius going with the caravan, but telling Bach, like taking a piece of my clothing that has a smell on it and giving it to Nida to then hold on to help associate with
Like
Bach.
a puppy.
Like
Okay.
my headscarf or a piece of my loincloth or something.
Mm.
Do that second one. I like that second one.
All right, so you give a piece of cloth.
Before, as we're all leaving
Yes.
the temple, I just want to make sure that Kalak would have told everyone about Seed Guard Logan for weapons. And then
Yes.
Kalak would have collected whatever obsidian materials that Logan would have provided. Just want to don't want to miss that.
Okay.
We're off the desert again.
All right, so party, what are you doing?
I'm going to try and get Bach to listen to me.
All right, make your roll.
Well, I'm actually good at animal handling.
Yeah, and also, I mean, but this is both for you and for Becca, so you're both going to roll. By the way, so as we're rounding up here, all you Mad Chatters, thanks for joining us. We do have a fun giveaway tonight. Not a fun, a fantastic giveaway. It is the original. This is not a reprint. This is the original 1992 Slave Tribes book from the Sea of Dark Sun. Again, I say this over and over again. I will not stop saying it. Thank you, Stronghold D&D.
Yes, Stronghold.
I will not stop saying this. This is because it is the trope. It is like the demon. It is like the necromancer. We hate this word here. This is a word that we overcome, we conquer. We do not celebrate this. So Slave Tribes was all about creating freedom. And this is a gorgeous book. This is the original 1992 version. I don't know what this is worth, but it's worth a lot. We're giving that away in a couple of moments. Also tonight, we're going to give away a toque. Amanda said that we wanted to do that, so we're going to give away one of those. Also tonight, those gorgeous Mechalot caravans that you're seeing, they're on your screen. Let me just click a couple views here. So the Mechalots themselves, these guys, done by Fraley. Patrick printed those and gave them the tabletop. All these other minis, tabletop version printed and painted by Patrick Fraley. John the Laughter Crafter took these pieces of styrofoam that I thought were pretty cool and painted them.
Crafter?
Yeah, I'm the Laughter Crafter. Yeah, Bill's the Master Crafter. I'm the Laughter Crafter because I stink. So I painted these things, and I thought they were like a good version. I'm going to show you by way of new artwork you've not seen. We're going to show Cowboy Hobbs artwork of this. We're going to conclude the stream tonight. We love patronizing our amazing artists, but then I wanted some kind of canvas, and this is where Short Mom on the Run, Jenny saved my Laughter Crafter efforts here, and she did this construction paper, I think, thing, and put some stuff on it and wrinkled it and tore it and pinned it and made it look awesome. So this is part of, so let me pull up two views here. Do I have the, yeah, all right. So here is the original Dark Sun artwork. So this was from the Merchant House of Amkech, which we are not even close to actually what we're running here. We're running a very, very modified version. But you had this argosy, or this huge wagon, drawn by these Mechalots. Mechalots, they changed from beetles to more lizard-like, or they had an evolution that they had. But this was from the original Merchant House of Amkech module, written by who, Josh? Who wrote this? Who? Anyone?
The first Apostle Paul.
Anyone else? Richard Baker!
Yeah, I was like, is
Come
it the guy
on,
that we
our
had
friend
screen?
Richard
Yeah.
Baker! Yes, thank you, June. So this was what he had done. And here at Blue Box, we're bringing all these things to life with our VTT, our role play, and then also our custom artwork. Here is Cowboy Hobbs' version. Look at that. So here, this massive argosy like fortress. Now this is being drawn by
is
two
amazing.
Mechalots. In this case, I'm showing one, but I think this was awesome. It's got the chains. Look at that.
I see two Mechalots.
Yeah, there's two. That's what I said. There's two Mechalots on one, whereas I have one Mechalot on each. But yeah, just artistic license, but it's gorgeous. This is the brand new artwork from Cowboy Hobb, bringing the old Richard Baker module Merchant House of Amkech and all the artwork to life. And wow, guys, amazing job tonight. All right. So as we conclude, you speak to Marius, and he is riding that Crodlu, and that is where we will end tonight. Sea of Dark Sun, Episode 12, GHA Book 3. It is 7:59. Let's quickly go through, do Who Should Be Stream MVP. We'll do our giveaways, and we want to say thank you to all of our guests for being with us. And let's start tonight with the first giveaway, which is the toque. Crud, I don't have one handy. Manda, can you post a picture or describe? Yeah, Fraley, no, thank you. All the stuff you did is incredible. And these guys will be back here next Tuesday night. Do we have a picture of the toque anywhere? Somewhere? I mean, I don't think I do. No. So it's a really cool hat. It's a knit hat, blue box. It's got the little piece on top that detaches. It's got the blue box logo here on top. And oh, thank you very much, June. I appreciate that. Yeah, it was all RP. Yeah, it was all RP, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, we had nothing else, just RP. All right, so the winner of the toque is, drum roll please.
Voices.
Probably not. Let's see. It is Scottish Jeff. Scottish Jeff.
Yeah.
Scottish Jeff, you are the winner of the toque. Now, don't worry. You can still be in the grand prize giveaway. Type hashtag BlueBoxRPG for this original, not a reprint, original. Pretty darn close to mint. I mean, this thing is pristine condition. And we'll start with why should you be stream MVP? Kalak.
Clock should be stream MVP for being kind of out of sorts with whatever's going inside this giant thing made of stone that things like being inside, where there's like moisture in the air and stuff. Not great. But the religious experience with human soup, right? And also, you all wanted to do it when Clock punched Tick and ran. I mean, I know everybody's been
absolutely.
I just could feel it, so Clock did it.
Nicely done. All right, you will be rolling for Barry. Barry Cream, still in the chat. If you are in the chat, you are entered in the giveaway, my friend. I think you are. I think I just saw you chat. All right. And then now let's go to you, Tick. Why should you be stream MVP?
Well, I should definitely be stream MVP because of all the interactions or gestures that Tick had inside the temple, wanting and outside, wanting the water, but not getting in trouble. And also the interaction with Kalak, and just kind of like, okay, well, if we're not going to get in trouble for this, I won't break anything, and running after him. And we actually rolled, and I actually, for once, had everything above 20, and I built actually.
That's only because it was on break, so it didn't count.
Yeah, pretty much. And just the eagerness, like the legit eagerness to go be a guard, because this is something he highly despises, being a former slave. So if he can get on and start chucking people over, he is happy.
Love it. You'll be rolling for
joining Clock to get weapons for the group.
Yes. Keith, Roger, you are in the giveaway, and you'll be rolled for by Rory. Let's go to Becca. Why should Lucius? He had not a lot, but some really cool moments tonight, like little like gems tonight. Why should Lucius be stream MVP?
He stepped in the way and protected Anala. He then had kind of a heart-to-heart, not on a super deep level, but like, why don't we like this guy? What's going on? Why is he such an asshat? And then conspired with her to murder him.
And played while apparently suffering from COVID, maybe?
No, not COVID. I'm dying. It's fine.
All right.
But yeah, he also was the first one to jump into the human soup and get killed. So.
But you didn't drink the human soup, like Kalak.
No.
All right. So Mike, Necromantic DM, you are in the giveaway. Let's go to Zephatok. Why should you be stream MVP?
Zephatok should be stream MVP because he had a lot of really good role play with Nida and the rest of the group. I love the moments being able to role play with Lucius. As much role play as I've been able to get with Lucius in this past campaign. Being able to just look at Lucius and his glimmering glazed abs.
Did you say
And then
luscious,
looking at
Lucius?
Luscious, luscious. Yeah, no, Zephatok got to show off his new feat, which is his little baby boy now in his little
Someone called it a pupate papoose.
pupate papoose.
Yes.
I like it.
Yes,
It's
you got a pupate papoose.
It's a
Yes.
papoose.
Yeah, exactly.
He's papoosing. Yep, that didn't sound right.
Oh.
But having him and then having a walk down memory lane and the actual lanes of the temple with Nida, it was a really good episode.
Well, look, Josh, I want to compliment you because this is something that's so important in games. As a DM, I leave many of these pauses in the game, these moments where the players can take the reins and pull them wherever they would like to. And there is so much lore to be pulled out here in the Temple of Galana, and for you to take Nida aside the very careful, very thoughtful questioning, which allowed her to uncover backstory and tell the story. If the DM does that, it feels synthetic. When a player does that, it feels powerful. And this was so well done tonight, Josh. Thank you so much.
It's just due to the scripts that you write up for us. Like this
Yeah.
show wouldn't be as good if you did.
Yeah. Oh, shh, don't tell them about the scripts, Josh. Stop. All right, so you're rolling for Pat Draws. Oh, he never wins. So don't worry about that. All right, why should Nida be Stream MVP? Besides the fact that you phonetically spell out your name for us on Zoom so Rory doesn't keep screwing it up.
I do.
Yeah, it's Nida.
Now. Nida had a lot this game. Accepting her role as the Bloom, using her role for the first time, then trying to just corral the cats that is the party into a place that they're not going to cause too much chaos, and then immediately causing chaos.
True.
Seeing her super flustered with Joran and keeping it together and not trying not to react to Gavel as much as she used to. And then the really sweet moment in the garden with Zephatok being able to not only share her own story, but hear one of her father that she's never heard before. And just the genuineness of that moment. And also all of the freaking lore and the plants that I have in multiple
Yes.
I had to call up because Josh is a butt. And he knows that I have them, so he's going to make me use them.
Yep.
Loved it. Loved it. All right. You will be rolling for... Is Pat Draws in? I haven't seen him respond. Pat, let us know if you're still here. You will have... Oh, Hager! Jeremy! Is Jeremy still in? Hager the Horrible, let us know if you're here. So we're waiting for Pat Draws and for Hager. And let's go back to the beginning. And we'll start with you. Go ahead and make your roll, please. John Kalak. Tell us who you're rolling for and give us your roll.
I am rolling for Barry.
Barry is in.
Barry Kirmingham. Am I rolling one die or two?
Oh, Josh, what is that?
So this
think
is from
22.
Welsh folklore. It's a creature, or it's the folk tale told known as a Mary Lud or something like that.
Seven.
But-
You know I'm half Welsh and I don't know what that is.
Oh, I'll send it in chat.
Yeah, please do. My dad was.
He has a 17 as
Yeah.
the high.
17.
Okay. All right.
How much? Sorry.
Tick. I do not see Pat Draws in the chat.
Roger's in the chat, right?
I do. Is Keith in? Roger, Keith, are you there? I don't see him either. He might have left. All right, so I'll re-roll for both those. So whoever had Oh, Keith is here. All right, good. All right, so whoever had Pat draws.
All right.
I did.
All right, you now have Joffrey Schumann. Joffrey, are you still in?
Joffrey?
Joffrey, are you still in?
Songs.
I don't see him. He's normally in earlier. He doesn't.
John's gotta leave. What are you doing?
All right. Well,
You know, John, other John. It doesn't just end in the arena or in the pits, because I got 2 18s.
Hey,
let's go. Let's go. All right. Let's go to you, Nida.
Nida's person isn't in the chat.
Oh, Zeph won.
Wait. So the second one I pulled up didn't come up either. No.
The second one was for Lucius.
Oh.
No. But Roger was in.
Yeah, I rolled for Roger.
Okay.
Yep. I was Hager.
So no Hager, no Joffrey. All right, Jeremy, and all right. So we'll do another one then. August, Larry Kingra. August, are you in? Our Icelandic friend.
I don't know. I don't see him.
All right, we'll roll again. What's your problem, Ashlyn?
Gosh. Hey, I mean, I still don't have one for Patros.
Yeah, because
Because Joffrey still hasn't responded either.
Okay, all right, let's do it again then.
Everyone's just dipping.
Diamond Anvil. Yes, you can't leave. We got a glorious piece of lore here.
Not glorious enough.
That's
Diamond,
okay.
apparently not not glorious enough, I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah. Diamond Anvil.
Oh.
Are you in?
No diamond.
No diamond. All right.
Diamond.
Last one, then we just move on. We'll just roll with what we have. So, Cameron. I know Cameron was on all night. Cameron, are you still here? Just playing? Not playing at all? Cameron?
I can't. Nope. I can't add them or at them in chat.
Okay. All right.
They're not here.
Those of you who are still have players that are in, go ahead and, or viewers that are in, go ahead and roll. So, Rory, you had the 18.
I had 18.
Okay.
I think Lucius still has to roll. Becca still has
Go ahead, Becca.
I'm sorry, I don't remember who I had.
You had.
Not a clue.
I apologize.
You
And-
had.
I'm pulling it up here. You had.
Necromantic DM.
Yeah, you had Mike.
Okay.
You got this.
18 and 4.
Oh.
Okay, so we have a roll off.
Right.
Go ahead. The two of you roll off, please.
One die.
Roll it out.
One die.
One die.
As a child. Hi, child.
One die. I hope it's not me.
Behave yourself, Josh.
Yep. Good to know there was a child on the mic.
Thank you, all the Mad Chatters tonight, all the subs, all the support, all the bits, all the gifts. If you're watching tonight and you have not followed, or if you're a follower and you have not subbed, or if you're a sub and for some unfathomable reason your sub has expired, we have one question for you tonight. What are you doing? Give us a follow, give us a sub. What's the answer? What's the win? Who won?
I got a 13.
I got an 11.
Aw.
And Rory, you had?
13.
He had a 13.
No. Who was your
Oh, Roger. Keith.
Roger, Keith, congratulations. Wow, Keith. That's a big win, my friend. You have won the original Slave Tribes Dark Sun book. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Tomorrow night, we have a special LMA being led by Rachel and Kurt as they talk about the Feywild. I will not be with them.
Feywild.
They will, the Feywild, they'll be running it tonight. I will not be here for that stream. Then we'll be back with Tears of Aird on Sunday. Also, Friday Night Crusades being led this Friday night by Jeff Siegland. The whole crew is rocking it. Thank you so much, everyone. We're going to go ahead and do a raid here. And as we do this, our final thoughts. Josh, why are you so sexy?
That's the question.
No, sir.
All right. And we're so
One stream MVP, so he gets 3,000 experience.
wait, who won? You did? Zephatok won?
Absolutely.
No, that was not right. No, he shouldn't have won.
Also, Ashlyn, I think we both need to check and make sure that we're both on the slow progression for XP.
Yes.
Because I'm pretty sure we must have leveled up early.
Oh, yes, you should be on
Same
slow.
here.
I'm at 7,000
You're at
and
7,000 XP?
You're not supposed to tell anyone, Ashlyn.
John has favorites.
No, I play based on role play. Yes.
At 7,500.
Blue Box XP is based on combat feats, incredible rolls, role play, and I'm sorry, she sang a song in Elvish on stream. You don't think that got XP? No, Athasian Elvish.
Yeah, I know. I was like, this ain't.
All right, guys.
Kalak needs to de-level too.
Yeah, I was like,
All right. Good night, everybody.
Love you guys. Bye.